My name is Adeline. This is my dad, Aaron.
My first 24 hours of fatherhood, I discovered my daughter has this terrible disease that was trying to kill her in that moment. And oh, by the way, I have it too, and it's a miracle that it hadn't killed me. So this is our automated external defibrillator. We bring it everywhere Adeline goes because Adeline has a heart condition called long QT syndrome. Long QT syndrome is a genetic disease, which means the only way she got it is because of one of her parents, and this disease was passed on from generation to generation. It had been killing everyone in our family for years, and we just didn't know about it. Usually the first symptom of long QT syndrome is death. With Adeline, we found out about it as soon as humanly possible. And because of that, we know about it and we can protect her. She hasn't had another event since she was a baby, and it's because we've been able to put the protections in place.
I'm so exhausted, I needed the energy, needed to pick me up. I'm in your movie, but this is my cinema. I got the power, I'm built to devour. Anyone coming against me, a tower. I don't care for the pressure. Some of y'all leaving here in a stretcher. Took my time to go and get better. I was reading in the red letters. Ay, hit me with your best shot. I got time today. Feeling like a matador with that Red Bull. Oh yeah. No, you can't stop me. I'm running my own play. For the game win, I can't depend anything that gets in my way. Been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Energy, energy, energy. I need that energy, energy. Energy, energy, energy. I need that. Been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Energy, energy, energy. I need that energy, energy. Energy, energy, energy. I need that energy, energy. Been here, we done that. We done that. You all know what we came for. You all know what we came for. We been here, we done that. We done that. Energy, energy, energy. I need that energy, energy. I'm in the game like EA. Been in my prime since pre-K. Shooting my shot from long range. Going over heads like a toupee. Treat every day like payday. Y'all been living so mundane. My work week is Sunday to oh wait, that's every day. Putting in overtime. Punching the clock, I'ma get what's mine. While everyone's sleeping, I'm living my dreams. I got a coin that's so divine. Lord, take the wheel like 10 and 2. I'm losing energy, I'm overdue. I've been on the top ropes, hitting my pros. Watch me hit the power moves. Been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Energy, energy, energy. I need that energy, energy. Energy, energy, energy. I need that. Been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Energy, energy, energy. I need that energy, energy. Energy, energy, energy. I need that energy, energy. Been here, we done that. We done that. You all know what we came for. You all know what we came for. We been here, we done that. We done that. Energy, energy, energy. I need that energy, energy. tune back into the music. You know how to do this. Don't second guess, just not a test. It's not a race, no black or white. Everything's great, no yesterday, never tomorrow. Only the present, that is your gift. It benefits you only if open. Everyone's chosen, beauty of choice. You can stay silent, forget your voice. You can malign them, hold a grudge, or stand before judge, just stay in your case. Top of the notion that you were just a mere drop in the ocean. This is your moment, fear is a Trojan horse. When you open or close your doors. Just when you feel like it's too much, just when you feel like you've had enough, take a step back from the edge and take a deep breath. Dance like you'll never, dance like you'll never.
Little bit of an extended break there coming off the first match of the night, which was a 6 p.m. NJCAA match in which Columbia Basin College 3-0'd Blinn College in a pretty dominant matchup. There was a close third map, but in the end, it did go the way of CBC there. And now as we move over back to the PCL here, we've got UT Tyler up against Kennesaw State. And this is week 3 of the PCL, of course. We've got both these teams in here. There's a little bit of a delay getting some players into the lobby, but it looks like we are ready to go. So we're gonna be firing this game off pretty quick here. But a quick rundown: we are going to be starting on Ilios. And if you did catch that NJC match as well, they had a little bit of a different mode order than the typical one we've been used to. In the PCL here, we're going
kinda
back
how I
to...
brought up earlier, the rules changed and a lot of leagues are kind of
and we're
shuffling.
Yeah, we're going back to the classic control, hybrid, flashpoint, push, escort. I forgot immediately. Yeah, but we do have the rosters from these two teams here. Jobin, you want to break them down for us there?
Yeah, for UT Tyler, we saw a lot of them on the stream last week. It is Wombo Combo, Sneaky Monkey, Jonah, Tots Global, and Hallowed. And for the side of Kennesaw State, another team to the roster. There is going to be a sub for UT Tyler as well. That was kind of due to the delay as well.
That is Tots coming in here.
Yeah, and so for Kennesaw, it is going to be Hark, M-Dog, Zenith, Mage, and Prometheus. And for both of these teams, they are coming into week 3 at 0-2. We did have UT Tyler on stream last week. I believe the Bearcats of Cincinnati ended up taking them down to 3-0. But Kennesaw, it's a program we know. We've seen around every single game for
see them in Rocket
3-4
League
years
all
at this
the
point.
time.
Yeah, so a familiar face, at least for both now, that we got UT Tyler on the stream earlier.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we're starting to get to that point where we do see, some repeat teams, some repeat schools here on the broadcast, which is always great because it helps us, especially on our side. It is quite difficult to keep up with every single team in, 5, 6 titles. So when we get to do
5 leagues, 8 consoles. Yeah.
Cat Cam, Dog Cam, Cat Cam. But yeah, when we get teams like this, when we see a team last week, it kind of helps us bring the storyline together a little bit too. We just have a little bit more context on the team itself. I do remember Sneaky Monkey on the Lifeweaver was trying their heart out in that series, but I do remember, the Bearcats, Cincinnati, they were quite strong last week. We're going to have to see if Kennesaw State can really push UT Tyler to their limits in a similar fashion. Hallowed and Wombo Combo getting their first couple kills in. They did lose a support in the process, but stuffed the capture of Kennesaw State. Kennesaw just running back to regroup with their tank now, and it will be the first capture, UT Tyler side.
Yeah, and I wasn't sure exactly what to expect. Obviously, both teams coming in at 0-2 definitely want to get that first win under their belt, but UT Tyler had a bit of roster mania going on, trying to make sure they could get at least some players in the right place, literally up until kickoff here. That's why the short game delay, but seemingly whatever sub they ended up making with Tots is working at least well enough so far. They're already at about 25% onto the point. They are isolating the hazard did again. Zenith, going to be very, very low. Wombo on that Junker Queen, a pick that we see all the time over here on Ilios. They are going to vacate the point for a minute, but that is only so they could back up and start to find the kills. Cleanse gets burned, rather. Tots is going to get taken down as well, and now Kennesaw, there's the counter punch we were looking for.
Yeah, took that first fight, took the regroup to happen there.
Back cap. Nice.
Yeah, they do cap it back right there.
They got back cap.
Hallowed finding a couple kills for themselves. Wombo Combo on the point. Beat does get dropped from Jonah. It only hits 2, but it should be enough to stall this time for a little bit. Keep Wombo Combo alive at least for as long as you can. Not until Hazard locks 2 players down. followed answers with the Death Blossom, but it's not going to do much to a Zenith with that ginormous shield from the Wu Yang there. It's so big, I think it's a beat drop, and then I realized that there's no Lucio on the Kennesaw side.
Yeah, Zenith also did this funny little thing on Hazard where if you hold right-click, hear me out, you don't take any damage. That Death Blossom got fully absorbed.
We've seen that multiple times this season already where Death Blossoms just go, holy, look at this! 4-man hit with the Rampage right there, and everyone gets anti-healed, but there's really just no follow-up afterwards.
Yeah, it was really good timing. They saw the cleanse get burned, instantly go for the 4-man anti. Unfortunately, they just weren't really able to clean up the rest of the fights. No other ultimates that they really had to support. We saw the Deadeye and the Death Blossom burned a few moments before in the previous fight. So Kennesaw seemingly has stabilized the game. The ultimates obviously starting to look very, very good. And now they're starting to put that pressure on.
Yeah, UT Tyler, I mean, they're going to have to push out of their spawn right here. Sneaky Monkey gets a little bit caught out from the rest of the team. Can't finish off Prometheus. That Moira is usually going to be a good check to the Genji, especially when your DPS are mainly, you know, hit scan, bullet-focused characters right there. But the one kill from Prometheus has pretty much just spiraled things into what seems like a solid fight for Kennesaw State.
Yeah. It's only the Queen up here right now.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be accentuated by, you know, the 80 health for a second there on Wombo Combo. Does make it to the health pack, makes it back to the healers, but gotta wait for this regroup once again. That's just the story of Overwatch.
Beep. Yeah, we saw Zenith pop the ultimate to keep everybody at least off into the side hall, and now they are boxed in with a room with Zenith. Very low HP, but the beat drop could not come at a better time. Or not the beat drop, you said it too. The Wu Yang ult out of Mark, and now M-Dog's popping the Deadeye and popping the Moira along with it in Kennesaw State. I do believe they're going to win this first point. There is no defense and nobody else left to stand in their way. It's going to be a Kitsune rush for Kennesaw to end off the first point. And they got tested for a little while there, but they figured it out.
Yeah. And you saw as well that Wu Yang ultimate gets popped.
I see the green
and
health
of course,
bar. Me too. I was like,
I know, same. I'm immediately thinking beat drop. You got to remember, too, in a close, like a closed space like that, very, very close range, that Wu Yang ult pops and does damage. So everybody started hauling out of there immediately, and it just means that the Hazard gets to chase them down while they just got a little, like, 500 health boost to their name right there.
I like the bottom 500 tag on the calling card. I'm not top 500, bottom 500, and it ain't 499.
Do you know, back in the day, I think it was, like, first year of Overwatch, there was a player who intentionally threw games all the way to the bottom of the leaderboard. And there was a bug that when they couldn't go any lower, it put them to the top of the leaderboard at, like, bronze whatever.
I almost said that's awesome, but how many games were absolutely
who got absolutely...
That's awesome for the guy running it, but for every other person that he just terrorized at every elo throughout the point.
You know, I never thought about it. I always thought of it as like, oh, you know, you found a bug, you kind of just, like, exposed it and abused it a little bit. But, yeah, I never really thought about those teams.
All the strays you threw along the way to the road to glory, I suppose, if that was your end goal, was the bottom. Kennesaw, they're going to be first access to the well. They will get the first capture, and a couple of trades now going through. The tank down for UT Tyler. That's going to mean this fight is very, very tough to play, especially when Zenith has been really, really locking things down on the Hazard.
Yeah, I will say, this Hazard has been the spearhead of Kennesaw State so far, and continuing to show that, chasing down DPS characters. Tots, not going to be long for this world. Now you get into close range up against Wombo Combo, but you do have Prometheus there for a little assistance, although you got to make sure that Genji stays alive for the time being.
Yeah, now Wombo Combo 65 up to the Rampage. They've got this Hazard locked down pretty well. Mark's going to pop the ultimate, or Hark rather, and now we are going to see Sneaky Monkey getting taken down. Kennesaw, you have found the opening pick yet again. Half of the support duo getting taken out. Now it's going to be M-Dog, though, and UT Tyler. There's the counter punch. They're able to melt down that front line, and it looks like they should be able to get the capture. I think.
Should be is a very big word here as Zenith pops the ultimate, Prometheus picking up more kills, and suddenly it's back to this Hazard being the biggest thorn in their side, and you have to burn up the ultimate to find that, but it will not bring the capture just yet. Eventually, this contest will go down.
If Wombo was farther back. They're going right into the well there. And that would have been equally parts funny and equal parts devastating, definitely for UT Tyler. And yeah, Kennesaw, it was a really good delay. I mean, that thing was at about 50, 55 when the contest started. They get it all the way to 73, and they don't really have to use too many ultimates. So this next fight should still be looking pretty good for them.
I just went to confirm the name of the Wu Yang ult, and it immediately auto-corrected to Wu-Tang, which I found very funny. It is called the Tidal Blast. That was one that was eluding me for a second there. As Hollowed opens this up now, and Zenith is in a tough position. Now that they're the ones actually pushing into the site, Hallowed gets to be in close range a lot of the time here and laying down that damage while everyone's pretty much focused on Wombo Combo, who's just slowly ticking up with that bleed heal.
I mean, Queen Reaper, this is exactly how you want to play. You want to be in your face, dealing out damage 24/7. Make sure Wombo's got enough healing to stay alive, and then Hallowed, you can look for an absolutely devastating Death Blossom if the timing is right. Potts is going to be taking over to their ultimate as well sooner than later. A nice throwing knife onto the Cassidy, and there it is off the top rope. The Reaper laying down the damage, and everybody from Kennesaw sent hack into the spawn. UT Tyler grouping up for a team kill.
Yeah, and Tyler has really figured out Kennesaw here, not letting Prometheus get those early picks, which is not really letting Zenith actually jump into the backline at any point, because Zenith still does have to be a tank. Like, they can't just play as an assassin for the entire game. Here, you do have to provide a front line at some point in the team fight. And here, this Rampage could be devastating down the line as well. You know how this works. Solo kill from Wombo over onto M-Dog. You do see the beak get dropped. Trying to keep these UT Tyler players alive.
Wombo still has the Rampage in the back pocket. The contest still going through from Kennesaw. They're going to pop the Kitsune to see if they can turn the fight. It's going to be Hark immediately taken down. The trade's now going to go back and forth, at least for now. Kennesaw finally getting a few back. The Rampage lands onto multiple. The Deadeye out of M-Dog is going to zone off UT Tyler for the moment, and it is going to take down Hallowed as well. So Kennesaw stayed. They survived an onslaught, and they've at least kept the game alive for a moment. But it is going to be round 3 on Ilios. We shall go.
Yeah, UT Tyler turning things around when you get to the well there. And now we'll move over to the ruins. This is typically when some of the comps do get switched up as well. Of course, this one really lending well to some longer ranges depending. We do occasionally see Widows get picked up. Zarya is very strong on this point as well. But it seems like these teams are very, right as I say that, both DPS switch on UT Tyler. But these teams seem to be quite happy with their picks so far. We see most of the support comps staying pretty well the same. Sneaky Monkey has been bouncing around between the Lifeweaver, the Moira, and now here the Baptiste as well, just depending on what kind of feels right for the team. And I will say that Lamp was putting in a lot of work in the last one to extend those fights and actually get the captures for UT Tyler and then keep them afterwards.
Yeah, the Lamp usually does get taken out instantly, but those 2 to 3 seconds can mean absolutely everything in a team fight. And Prometheus and Hark look like they're going to group up for first blood there, and that means Kennesaw, they are definitely going to have first access to the point. The question is, are they going to be able to put enough pressure on at least to see if they can get the early capture the second it opens? It looks like that will be the case. No BAP, no Sojourn, and now you've lost the front line. It's going to be a UT Tyler retreat, and Kennesaw draws first.
Big for Kennesaw, especially coming off that last round. Although, did see last round, 70% lead for Kennesaw, and then just 0 to 100 from UT Tyler. But on Ruins, you get a lot more time to kind of run a little bit of a spawn trap like this. Not a spawn trap by definition, I guess, but you get to push players pretty far back away from this point, fighting this little choke point right here. Zenith wants to get close range and kind of just disregard the monkey for the time being, as this Hazard is really looking towards that backline. You can tell just by the positioning.
And M-Dog knows there's a Winton trying to figure out where they were on the backline, but ultimately the Widow is a non-factor for UT Tyler. They just go for everybody else on point, and 39% is all Kennesaw gets before it gets instantly flipped. And you have to imagine M-Dog after they pop this ultimate here, probably going to switch off the Widow, especially considering the Winston.
Yeah, and Winston, obviously great for diving down the Widow as well, but the bubble effect can't be understated too. Anyone can stand in that bubble and is just shielded for a couple of seconds there.
Trying to shoot Winston Venture with a Widow.
Yeah.
Venture's going underground and Winston's bubbling.
And the second you hit maybe a kill, the lamp gets popped from Sneaky Monkey, and they're just alive for the rest of the fight here. Wombo Combo wants to push forward. That Winston got quite low there, as now a couple players are actually cut off by this hazard, but Zenith opts to just go right into a 1v3. The rest of his team can't follow from their own wall right there. And Hark, what a way to use that Tidal Blast right there. Hope I remembered that name correctly.
Tidal Wave or Tidal Blast? It was it was one of the two that you said.
Tidal Wave, I believe, is the
other ability. Yeah,
Tidal Blast is the ultimate Guardian Wave, is the wave that pushes you back there. The Nami Wave, if you want to think of it like that.
Wave after wave for UT Tyler right now. 65 and counting. What were you cooking up there?
Slowly drifting.
Something like that. UT Tyler, though, 69. Okay, Kennesaw does actually find the capture after they gave a little bit too much space, but UT Tyler, they see those ultimates online. I think they are A-okay with this, considering they're going to click their buttons, and it is going to be quite an onslaught to defend from. The beat drop and the lamp are going to be the first two invested. Everything else is still ready on the back burner. Kennesaw is more than content to try to play this point. The beat drop now expired, but now the Winston is very angry and he is going primal. Tyler is using everything here, and Kennesaw is still in control of the point, but finally the defenses seem to be breaking.
For how long were they in control? That's the real question. Zenith survived for a surprisingly long time in that fight, but you see it when we hop onto that tank. Sneaky Monkey and the lamp have been the bane of this hazard's existence since the switch to the Baptiste. Cannot find that kill, that initial kill from the hazard that essentially won round one here in Control. Just about every fight ended or started the same way. The lamp has really denied that.
There's no Winston for 5 seconds. They definitely should have put a lot of pressure on, and there you go. You get a second stagger. Wombo Combo will be back into the fight, but now it's Kennesaw working toward those ultimates yet again. We're going to see Jonah down to 1 HP, and now Tots is gone for the fight, so Kennesaw, they found exactly what they were looking for. They turned the point back over in their favor, and UT Tyler, there are no get-out-of-jail-free ultimates coming up anytime soon.
And this Freya just gets to constantly throw down damage from the back line there.
Look at the ultis, there's no chance.
The only thing I'm thinking is that maybe this Venture could touch point. They are trying to make it there. Tots trying to get close, but falls to Hark as they try to push through that last little meter towards that point. And Kennesaw State wavered a little bit in the second round there. UT Tyler really did lock in the third round, ending up being, what, 99 to 100 right there at the end. But being so strong in round one here, where you see this play from Prometheus, this is really what brought them the game right here. Starting off strong like that, bring them to a 1-0 lead, and then they do have, you know, that little lead to fall back on, a little bit of confidence in your hands as well.
Yeah, great job, I mean, by both teams. We haven't had too many 3-round controls to start off the season. I think a majority of the controls have been 2-0, so it was nice to see UT Tyler with the subs, some last-minute roster shuffling. They're able to walk in, and, I mean, they damn near took map 1 over against, obviously, a team in Kennesaw that we have seen before, but that is the beauty of two 0-2 teams. They are both fighting and scrapping for every single inch of the map there, and UT Tyler came very close, but 0-1 will still be the result.
Yeah, Kennesaw starting off with a nice lead there, and this is where the switch from NJ comes in, or I guess not yet, actually, as it will be hybrid in the second round as well, or the second map being played there. Of course, typical Overwatch fashion, this will be UT Tyler's pick to come through. Still a 98% chance it will be King's Row, as that's how Overwatch works. And I immediately got thumbs up the second I said King's Row, which means, yeah, we're 200% sure it's going to be King's Row as we move into this next one.
Yeah, I think we will go to our usual short little break. Should be a very, very quick one compared to the last one. 1 to 2 minutes tops, hopefully, hopes and prayers. Kennesaw and UT Tyler, King's Row is coming up in just a few.
Sometimes you don't really like your kids. Sometimes you grow out of your friends. Sometimes it's your fault, just admit it. Finger point in the mirror, 3-point back, that's the tearjerker. You can wallow in sorrows, depressed of the past, afraid of the unknown tomorrow. Or you can just live in the now. We all trying to figure it out. The rhythm inside of your chest that's keeping you moving, that's the solution. The ball on the floor is hard to ignore. Endorphin rush will flush your brains while you dance your pain away. Just when you feel like it's too much, just when you feel like you've had enough, take a step back from the edge and take a deep breath and dance like you'll never, 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 ever gonna live again.
And luckily, a very short intermission for us. It is UT Tyler and Kennesaw State. As Fundy correctly predicted in the pre-show, it is going to be Kings Row for Map 2. Map 1 was actually rather close on Ilios. It went to that third round of control, but Kennesaw State proved to be too much. And there is a Soldier 76 on my screen. That is a rare thing these days.
Listen, you talk about predicting the Kings Row. If I was a betting man, I would have made a lot of money by just slamming Kings Row.
Well, the odds would have been terrible. So you'd have
no, you're right about that.
Bet 1,000 to make $10, like LeBron scoring 10 points. The best people would make.
Jonah opens things up on the Doomfist. We are seeing now Jonah going to be on the tank instead of, I believe it was Wombo Combo who's there on
the
Queen for pretty well the entire game. Switch to the Winston for a little bit towards the end of that Ilios map right there. In the close range halls here, Tots is actually going to be the one who's picking up a lot of these kills, but Prometheus gets the resets going.
Yeah, I thought that was a Kennesaw fight through and through. I saw 8 players fist fighting in the side hall there, and ultimately Prometheus just able to find the kill shot on all 3 of them. Jonah maybe thought about going in there, either decided not to, or a misinput on the wall.
Clips the wall for a sec.
Yeah, maybe it might have been better considering the situation they're in right now. We saw Wombo get taken out, and that means Kennesaw instantly gets the capture.
Yeah, and with Wombo and Jonah down for a couple of seconds, you might be able to start moving this payload. Obviously, there's that little limbo time when the garage is opening.
Is not mobile.
Yeah, it looks like Kennesaw is going to be able to move this payload regardless as Prometheus.
I'm very surprised we're seeing a Soldier genuinely. I know there's a lot of preference, but you just feel like usually you see a Soldier and something that's like, I don't want to say easier to play because
it does seem like, and I think I'm remembering this from last week, Hallowed plays a lot of just like the very, I guess, like classic DPS characters.
Yeah.
I think we saw, if I'm remembering, because we have 3 matches a night, I believe they were ripping the Bastion for a little bit as well in one of the maps there.
At least Bastion here, though, you can kind of just sit on a balcony and,
Yep.
just rip the turret. Soldier, I think it requires you gotta be a little bit safer.
Finesse.
Obviously, the damage output can be absolutely incredible. Speaking of, there is the DPS of the hour, at least on map 2. Prometheus running a rough shot over everybody. And I forgot we do have the hero bands as well, so Sojourn and Wu Yang band, which makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Usually that's what we would see.
Yeah, at some point we're gonna have to throw in a little picture on the graphic.
I forget
so we
after
can
map
remember.
1 that we usually do. They do the band starting in map 2 and map 3, so.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, did the Doom get locked down? Nope, got away.
Not for now. So it actually ends up being, I guess, kind of, I want to call it a wasted ult, but it's about to guarantee a checkpoint regardless.
Zoning
so.
ultimate.
Yeah, exactly.
Usually you say that's a cope, but genuinely a good zoning ulti. We do see Jonah going in pretty deep, but the Hazard, this is where they love to fight. Lifeweaver, though, yoink.
There's Sneaky Monkey.
Gotcha.
Remember this from last week. A very, very clutch when it comes to saving their teammates with the Lifeweaver. Zenith, that was some finesse if we've ever seen it. Hollowed just runs straight into a wall looking like Wile E. Coyote.
That's how you target out the Soldier. Obviously, the DPS they can put out is astronomical, but they're very immobile. They've got that little bit of a healing AoE in the grenade, and after that, they are really pretty much a sitting duck. Hark does end up off the map, though, so Kennesaw, even though it's been a consistent push and onslaught, they will have to slow down for, 10, 15 seconds here.
Such a long time for Kennesaw.
Yeah, very long. Running out of time to play it, too.
Genuinely, though, that does feel like a long time for Kennesaw to just not be fighting in this map so far. Now, Zenith, antsy to get back in there. May have to step back and get some heals for a second. They do finish off Wombo combo, which means the rest of the team should start to open up a little bit. Hallowed gets 1 kill off finally, but M-Dog just shutting them down afterwards.
Look at the ults. I think Kennesaw's going to... I don't think they can push necessarily for the end right now, but with the beat drop getting invested, I think they're going to go try to push these spawns very hard.
They might be close.
And with the Zenith Ultimate and the Deadeye, it's going to be very hard for UT Tyler to simply exist outside of the spawn room. A backline blade might be the answer, though. Wombo combo, tank, DPS, whatever the role, they're finding success. Tree of Life is going to get invested as well. UT Tyler throwing a lot into this fight, realizing that Kennesaw is on the 1 yard line.
Yeah, has to burn everything in that fight, or else you do risk losing the round with so much time left. Like, at this point, a 3-minute hold without making that would be unbelievable. But chunking it down to maybe 2 minutes, maybe a minute 30, maybe even like a minute left.
Kill by kill, and you go, every kill is like, okay, 15 seconds.
Exactly. It's very, very possible there. And of course, you are always pushing for the lockdown and the end without the full 3, but anytime you can chunk off is good. And with Jonah picking up these kills, they're not going to have an issue doing that.
Yeah, Kennesaw, there goes another 30 to 40 seconds. They used all their ultimates on the previous fight, maybe thinking that they could possibly try to reach for the end, but possibly a bit of an overextension, a little bit of overconfidence, and now UT Tyler. This is the hardest part of the map to finish, so by no means is UT Tyler out of it. We have seen everything on this part of Kings Row before.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean,
this Cassidy's having a rough one, though, getting targeted very hard.
yeah, M-Dog may need to think about switching to somebody with a little bit of movement.
Maybe we stand a little farther back and not that it was a frontline Cassidy, but when they're able to split the sticks on the other defenders.
No. When you're playing DPS, it's Hark's fault for not Suzuing you.
Oh, you're right, actually.
Yeah.
It's on cooldown. Well, why was it on cooldown?
Yeah, exactly. Who did you waste it on?
Apparently they didn't waste it on anybody. It's going to be a nano doom for Jonah, unfortunately.
Speaking of M-Dog.
Yeah, speaking of the blade, though, on the backside of the fight, looks like Prometheus bought them a lot of space, so the Doomfist is putting in work, but you've got so many players to deal with.
Yeah, Jonah forced to burn up the ultimate to try and save it here. Will actually find the kill over onto Prometheus, and this payload hasn't moved much because Jonah was pretty much contesting it that whole time.
Jonah
and actually
is smurfing.
What was for maybe 5 to 10 seconds there, pretty well a solo effort from the Doom. There was a little bit of healing coming in for, I believe it was Tot in the back who was alive.
That ultimate was
which, yeah, the ultimate did save things and gave just enough time for the rest of the team to respawn as well. And now we're going to exactly what I was talking about. You've chunked it down to like a minute left, just over that. And Kennesaw State, I mean, they're a little lost after these last few team fights here. Zenith getting body blocked in, tries to set up the wall for themselves, should provide some healing, and Jonah gets out 2 health for a frame and back up to 200 plus, and looking to get back in the fight. Ripped up by the Lifeweaver. Kills go through for Kennesaw. We're going to have to see if Jonah can do the exact same thing again and really stall this out.
Yeah,
Caught on the trap.
Oh, they have a beat drop too. Does Kennesaw? I don't know if UT Tyler is just going to have the facilities to stop the push. Wombo, it's on you with the blade right now, but there is the beat in response. Kennesaw, they had enough of getting stalled out. 33 ticks left on the clock, and they will finish it off. A beautiful just time to, listen, go buttons, everybody, right now, and ended up working.
Yeah, we've got the ultimates. Prometheus found a pick. Let's go. Very, very good ending there, but you got to give credit to UT Tyler for holding for what? 4 or 5 team fights straight.
I think it was 3.5 minutes, basically.
Yeah, essentially 3.5 minutes right there.
Thought the game crashed for a second. Thankfully, it was just the lobby.
Okay, good. I was, So, seems like our camera is moving on its own, is what what I'm being told. Shout out.
The new auto director.
Yeah.
Nassim, you better watch that job, buddy. AI is taking over, and
yeah, you get a real nice view of underneath the map.
Be a real shame if that chair was empty tomorrow. No, we could never. The only game with a not even CS anymore. They broke the auto director on that too. Is it good
Rocket
again?
League has no. Rocket League has a useful auto director, and that's really about it.
RL, CS, and League and CS. I mean, oof. CS used to be so good, man.
It really did. I think it was what? It was when they switched from like GoTV to whatever like replay system they're using now. The auto director, because we were doing a lot of CS at that time,
it was so
and it
easy.
suddenly just became such a hassle to have someone like say cast and observe at the same time, because we used to do like full service CS with one person, but now we're back into the game here.
Observer is back in the chair.
Has been fixed up. And just in time for the action,
I'll be watching those hands to see if he's actually piloting this thing or not, but Kennesaw State, we saw them finish off the first part of Kings Row. They end up getting the capture after a lovely little bit of stall ball from UT Tyler. This time, Tots is going to be the first chip to fall. The Reaper's in a bit of a rough spot. Now it is Zenith on the back foot, but the DPS M-Dog making up for lost time in round 1. That's what the Cassidy can do when they're not getting absolutely demolished by a Doomfist.
This is actually a very big point to make. Zenith, instead of diving the backline, stood in front of M-Dog the entire fight. And you know who couldn't push past it? Jonah.
No tank of mine.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's what's required, though.
No Doomfist going to be able to at least get in there. See if M-Dog can keep kind of providing this damage and these picks in this fight. Coming up as the respawns did come through from UT Tyler.
Zenith is going to
get active.
Zenith's been at 1 HP for about 10-15 seconds. The ante onto Prometheus is going to be quite nice, though. And now we can see if Jonah gets the ultimate online. This could be very, very troubling for Kennesaw State. Jonah is going to get chipped down low. M-Dog has the Deadeye in the back pocket. Can't really find a good window for it. And now that Zenith is down along with the rest of the front line, I'm pretty sure this is UT Tyler's for the taking. Yep, Jonah's tossing mitts.
Yeah,
putting them paws on.
Oh, and now M-Dog getting a little bit of deja vu right here. Never mind.
Shout out to boy Prometheus. Helping out. Someone's got to take the Doom down, I mean.
Death is everywhere, according to Hollowed.
Right before he pops the ult. Oh, 66. That would have been Aura.
Yeah.
Death, just walks
but
up,
you can't
gets one
pop,
tap.
Yeah, pop the little spray right there, and then just like TP halfway across the map, drop the Death Blossom.
They're going to see, though, Kennesaw, the ultimate's looking a little bit better for them. A bit of a long-range nade at a Wombo there, trying to figure things out. And yeah, we've seen a couple of the swaps in between the maps as well. We do see Mage on the Lucio. Kennesaw, I mean, 5 checks online. Surely if they want to win a fight, they will be able to, but the backline work from Tots is looking good so far. And there it is, only a single ultimate required, and both of the supports through the gray screen.
And not much you can do after that. UT Tyler probably just going to have to accept the outcome of this fight. Not unless Jonah can get active on some of these low health targets, but we'll just have to dash out of there. M-Dog, of course, laying down the pain from afar, as long as there is not a Doomfist within 5-10 feet of him.
Yeah, that's the, if M-Dog sees the Doomfist on the same screen, it is basically DEFCON 5. Get out of there ASAP, because they have seemingly just been, willingly or not, they have been the target more often than not. Jonah is going to get hit with, I believe, not the anti, but the Juno ultimate from Sneaky Monkey. Try to give everyone that extra little bit of healing. Now the Kitsune gets activated, and instantly 2 of the backline from Kennesaw are down for the fight. It looks like UT Tyler, just off of the orbital ray, may have done enough to tip the scales here.
Yeah, it was a big anti-heal from Wombo Combo. They did fall towards the end of the fight, but that was the reason Zenith fell right there. Got to about half health, and then you see the health bar go purple, and you just have an inkling that with no Kiriko around, Zenith isn't going to be lasting for too much longer.
Oh!
Break it what?
Did the beat just get canceled?
What happened?
They canceled the
rocket
beat.
punch?
Yes, they canceled the beat. That is a massive cooldown that's now offline. And now they're just going to pop double DPS ultimates to make up for it. So far, it looks to be a decent play considering Prometheus got 2. The Deadeye zones everybody off, but man, that is a rare time we see a beat get full-on canceled, and that means UT Tyler, they get the time bonus. That's insane.
Yeah.
The timing.
Unbelievable, actually, because I heard, oh, let's break it,
And then the
where's the down?
Yeah, that's true. He didn't even finish the sentence. Fill in the blank.
He didn't get to even finish speaking right there.
They put the lights on the club too late. Last song is not coming on.
Jonah just gets to keep
Uh-oh.
chasing him down here. Probably just going to clean out these last few. Even Zenith is getting low.
Got the ulti as well if they need to get out.
Yeah, that's been a huge part for Jonah in terms of surviving these fights and turning it into essentially like 3 fights in one. Is whenever you get low, you get to pop that ultimate there from the Doom, and now they just get to push this through.
They might end it here, honestly. No tank and no Prometheus.
I don't know who's going to be contesting it for too long with Jonah standing there.
I think it's, even if they contest, I think it's going to be a case of we're going to stagger every single player on the map. Now the beat drop gets activated. It is on Mage and Prometheus, essentially the 2-man crew to try to make heads or tails of the fight. I don't think it's going to be possible. They do find the boop kill onto Wombo. The respawns come through, but not in time. And UT Tyler, 319 on the board, and they basically just speedrun it.
Which means we're going to have overtime on the horizon with so much more time in the hands of UT Tyler. Similar to actually what we saw in the NJC AAE series there between Blinn and CBC.
Almost the same time, yeah.
Yeah, almost the exact same time as well. And of course, just having that 3 minutes is so valuable. Doesn't mean that Kennesaw can't make some crazy overtime run, but you really got to try to capture this before maybe 30 seconds left so you can get some sort of... You need to get a team fight under your belt before you're concerned about overtime. A team fight win, I should say.
Yeah, I don't want to give the game away here, but I'm thinking that Jonah's a problem for Kennesaw.
I have to
And I'm
agree with
thinking
you on that one.
Whoever's healing Jonah or Jonah themselves, we're probably best off to target one of said individuals and make their lives miserable, because if you don't, Jonah has just carried the whole game with the supports.
Yeah.
Every time the fight is even a 5v3, it's Jonah runs up, gets 2 in the feed, takes down the DPS, may have canceled
Look at where
the beat.
Jonah is.
I respect it. Realistically, can just get back to wherever he wants. Bro, no one signed the kid's cast? That's crazy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, isn't that's the kid from like the original ad, I'm pretty sure. The Tracer Widow cinematic.
My brain has not retained that log of information, but we do see Jonah still trying to do their best here. And again, not that they've been the sole carry, but every single time they've needed a key moment or key picks, they have been the one to find it. And now it's going to be Hallowed striking first in the team fight for UT Tyler, and they are the ones with the time advantage. Kennesaw can only really afford to, not even really afford to lose one fight, and they are just getting corralled and beaten down in the corner.
Yeah, when you get the rocket punch that, or first it was the little ground pound that locked in 3 of them. Rocket punch hits as well. Kennesaw got a reset on that one.
They don't have an answer for the Doom, I've realized. I just don't think they do in the current iteration of this comp.
Yeah, I don't think they can answer the Doom. They finally do get a kill onto Jonah, and it's really just from M-Dog not being wiped out so early in that fight. Finally, Kennesaw should get a win through Wombo combo. Just going to have to turn tail and run right there.
Now for the fun part.
Here's the thing. No time, and you're not going to get more.
Can you stay alive on overtime? Make sure somebody is on the point the whole time. And now for Kennesaw, the name of the game is, we saw it the last series. If you can get this to even about halfway, you at least give yourself a fighting chance where you can say, okay, UT Tyler may win a team fight. They may get the capture, where this is a very likely possibility, but we still have to make them work after they get that first part of the map done. So anything Kennesaw can do right now is going to be lovely. Unfortunately, they are catching a disgusting right hook to the jaw from Jonah. M-Dog's going to find the answer. Kitsune Rush invested as well, and UT Tyler, they are going to have to run for the hills. So Kennesaw, this is exactly the kind of chain team fight wins that you needed to see.
Yeah, and that time, Jonah, I think, got stunned up or locked down by something and wasn't able to actually pop the ultimate.
May have been
to
the
save
cast
their life.
grenade. I know the hinder grenade does a lot on some of these tanks.
That's true. Could have been that. I'm thinking it could have been, I don't think the flashbang from the Cassidy will actually stop you from casting abilities, though, so I'm not sure if it was that.
I don't think it was a C9. They got pretty beat up there. Yeah, they got beat up at the end.
It was not a C9. There was a Jonah right there who can pretty much just bop whoever's contesting halfway across the lane right there. So you do get some sort of progress.
It's playable.
It's playable. Optimal, most definitely not. Good, most definitely not. Okay, questionable.
Yeah, the thing is, if they got it like just past that first archway, and then we see UT Tyler with 319 on the board, it's like, okay, we have to play out 5 fights in a row perfectly. At least Kennesaw now, you can win, lose, maybe win, lose another fight, and maybe have time for a 4th or 5th reset there. So they at least gave themselves a fighting chance, because how many times have we seen a team in overtime just get absolutely stonewalled at the first capture, and then it's like, okay, we need half of a tick, and we win.
Yeah, so at least not that situation for Kennesaw. They get to fight out here. They get to at least try to deny the capture for as long as possible. But even if that, should that come through, they do have a little bit of space to play with.
I do like the Brig as well. I think you basically are being forced into a fistfight brawl comp from UT Tyler. It's the only way you're going to be able to deal with the Doomfist.
The Brig
shield
should
bash
be able to
very
bash
good.
the Doomfist back away, yeah.
It's at least good for some disengage. It gives you some decent enough healing as well. And then obviously, if you can get that rally online, can be an absolute game changer. So Kennesaw, trying out some new ideas. Hark's going to see how fast they can get that Nano online. Maybe set up a Nano Blade to at least buy themselves some time. But the ultimates will be everything unless someone gets picked off clean here. Okay.
Prometheus, close to being that someone getting picked off, ends up alive in the end, and now, of course, Doom wants to chase them down, but yeah, the Brig gets to just be a wall in between these two characters. For how long does it work is the real question, but Jonah will go down eventually, and Sneaky Monkey not able, or pardon me, Hark able to live that one through. Didn't realize that there was Annas on both sides for the time being. And I also said Mark. Just like you in map 1. Because it's Mark and Mage right beside each other, so it's Mark and Hage.
And I'm not sitting at gaming distance from our display here, so I'm not printing my eyes into the screen and entering the matrix essentially here. Jonah looking for a little bit of play into the window, can't find it. Wombo combos 1 HP. That's a great look out of Hazard, and Zenith instantly understanding that this Juno is way out of position. Go in, find the kill, and now you've got a Nano active on the play for Kennesaw. M-Dog also has the Deadeye in the back pocket, so Kennesaw is doing everything right so far in these first few team fights. They're keeping Jonah at bay. The Brig is getting them so much value. It's just, can they survive the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th effort that UT Tyler is bringing on them? Nano inbound, and there goes the Doomfist.
Yeah, you Nano the Doom, who has already been the biggest thorn in the side of Kennesaw. And yeah, you just throw a Nano boost on top of that, and you see the full 5 team wipe solo, essentially, from the Doom right there.
But it's a little bit of a sketchy amount of time, though.
Yeah, it is only a minute 20, and bonk. No Nano for the foreseeable future, at least for the next fight or
Trapped
two.
and antied.
Huge anti. on that side, and Hark has been saving those grenades mainly to save Zenith in a lot of these situations, but using, of course, the defensive ante is sometimes necessary.
Oh, Tots popped ult.
Prometheus went down early as well. Tots, the excavation initiation
Uh-oh.
is here.
Zenith needs to get out of there.
Zenith anteed up once again. There it is. Death Blossom from Hallowed. And apparently, they can just trade off who's wiping the team.
It's going to be very close.
That'll be the end. Because
Yeah.
Jonah's just going to walk forward and start pushing them backwards.
I don't think Prometheus is going to get there in time. Yeah, I thought maybe the Genji had some sort
Nobody's
of a prayer
touching
to
the
get to the point. It looks like that is the case. They damn near make it with the Lucio at the end, but it is going to be UT Tyler battling back in map 2, Kings Row. It was a close one, but they do walk away the victors, and that's going to put Kennesaw now on the back foot with map choice. Going into the flashpoint. Yeah, which Jonah clip was it, guys?
Which one?
Probably the last one,
you
to be
want?
honest. Let's see, best Francis and Ngannou impression here. Yeah,
If it's
just
not,
haymakers.
if it's not the full 5 off of the Nano, I don't know what the game is picking here.
Yeah, that was basically that was not great for Kennesaw. You're just getting clubbed by a Doomfist for 30 minutes.
Well, especially after starting off map 1 so strong, kind of battling back and just narrowly taking the win, and then moving into map 2. Obviously, it was UT Tyler's pick there, but everyone should be pretty comfortable on Kings Row.
I wonder if they
at
ban
this
the
point.
Doom on map 3. Because I think they get to ban out the rest of the
That is
series after
true.
map 1, and I don't even care what the meta is. I see that Doomfist do that to me for 10 minutes.
And
You are
I-
not touching that hero again.
Yeah, I don't
Period.
want... And hopefully, too, the ban out from the Doom will maybe... And I'm not sure what Jonah's champion hero pool is looking like, but it could mean Wombo Combo might switch back onto that tank.
That's fine.
Yeah.
If you're Kennesaw, you need Jonah off that. I mean, he got like
That was the
gotten
reason.
40 kills on that
yeah,
map. Like
single-handedly
every time.
the reason that they did lose that game.
Yeah, like the Doomfist, obviously you got to give credit to the supports because the Doomfist stays alive, but we saw Jonah even playing on their own, just in between the corners well, never overextended, played the ultimate timing very, very well. So UT Tyler showed up and showed out in map 2. Kennesaw will get the choice of the flashpoint as we go into a break and come back with a 1-1 tie to see who can break the deadlock. and a map 3 flashpoint. We are going over to the classic Suravasa to see if Kennesaw can figure out what kind of, see if they can honestly crack the Doomfist code. Jonah was an absolute animal on the last map, Kings Row, and it was banned away, I believe, in map 1. We got a little update there, so
looks like it's
Kennesaw
not gonna
had
be
good
banned
info,
away, though.
but I mean, now they're going to run the risk of playing into it again. This time, the Torb is taking over.
And we have seen multiple Saravasa maps in this season so far where the Doom just takes over the game and
That was the fastest team kill we've
very
ever
quick.
seen.
Didn't even get to finish introing the map.
Okay, then. So, the Doomfist and the Torb still looking pretty good.
Still looking pretty solid. Yeah, Torb has been a big pick on this map as well. And of course, nothing's going to stop anyone from picking Sojourn unless it is banned.
Yeah, it is a classic classic hero, fits into damn well any comp in the game. Do your hands work? Can you aim? If yes to both, then this hero is definitely for you. And UT Tyler, it's already 60% to the 8 point. They're going to be first to the ultimates as well. The Zarya trying to see if they can break through the front line, and there it goes. Zenith able to get the rest of the crew wrangled up, and they're able to run right on through UT Tyler. Tots and Wombo both going to be gone for the foreseeable future, and Jonah, once they go down, it should be Kennesaw flipping the point.
Yeah, Zenith starting to realize that maybe if Jonah doesn't have ult, then as long as the healing is cut off, you can deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, it is a Doom. There are ways to deal with it. They just weren't.
Last map, they just weren't finding it, and oftentimes it was, the last-second clutch from the healers, and then the ultimate in the back pocket, and Jonah just felt like they had 3 lives in every single fight.
Let's see Zenith just kind of skipping the front line there and going to the back line instead. Going to take a lot of damage. The ultimate out of Hark to keep everybody alive. A little bit of a nap for Zenith there. Should be able to wake up and have no problem trying to 1v1 down this Torb. But the rest of the team now starting to give a little bit of focus. And Kennesaw still getting time on the point. And Zenith eventually will go down.
Yeah, 100 energy Zarya will get you some damage there. But they do have to trade off the point.
Weird place to fight, I guess, because they had the point and they just ran. They went for pressure, and now they might lose.
Yeah, still a lot of control there from UT Tyler. They push him off. Yeah, Prometheus doesn't make it in the last second. And now it's looking up as Jonah gets the pick onto Prometheus. Couple go back. Hark does find the Ana on Sneaky Monkey goes down. Now it's just the rotation towards that next point.
Yeah, and we see that a lot of the times where the teams will walk out one of the side doors, try to put pressure on the team and spawn, but if you get 1 or 2 players picked off, you're basically giving away that point for free, and that was the case at the end of that fight. Jonah still locking down the front line, facing on all 5 players, triple knockback and into the ultimate as well.
This could be
just going to land to safety. Yep. I guarantee wanted to go for it, but also doesn't want to get taken out immediately. There's the Graviton Surge, and there's the Kennesaw combo we have been waiting for. UT Tyler with an answer of their own, though. Orbital Ray, Molten Core. It will be Prometheus, though, eventually cleaning up the fight for Kennesaw State. Wombo, the only one left, and they're not long for this world either.
I don't know if I'm going blind, but I'm pretty sure it
he
just said,
reflected the Molten Core.
Reflected. Okay,
I was also like,
hold on.
Took me a minute as well. Said, didn't use the blade. That's not a Genji ability. That's even more tilting, I suppose.
That's not a Genji ultimate. Yeah, I guess the lava is projectiles when it shoots out, so if you just stand in the Torb's face, they just have to accept that.
Reflected
for the most part.
Molten Core and the cancel.
They have to
beat.
accept it or just not shoot the Molten Core.
Blade
comes through, close range, gets a couple resets, and Hollowed finally shuts down Prometheus, but 3 players did go down in the time being. Bink. Wombo combo, last one alive. And we're getting back to a map where M-Dog, still on this Cassidy, still rocking the Cowboy right there, is actually able to find some kills in these fights, not just immediately taken down by Jonah, because that was such a pain point there on Kings Row.
I mean, M-Dog's day has been kill everybody or get one shot by the Doomfist. There has been few plays that are in between. It's either I am going to help carry this fight, I'm taking over, or ultimately I am the first one getting picked off here. Nano and the Kitsune, the Deadeye is also going to be invested from M-Dog, so they have got to get out of dodge. Jonah, though, is going to send it onto the Cassidy. That's exactly what I was talking about. This time, though, it looks like Kennesaw State, they worked the other side of the fight extremely well. Meteor Strike still online for the Doomfist as well, and now it's going to get invested, and Mage, I almost said Mulch. Mage getting turned into Mulch there. and it is going to be UT Tyler winning another fight in the nick of time.
Yeah, it is 99% from Kennesaw this time, though, so they can feel pretty good that they only really need to win one coming up. You do have the Graviton Surge back up, but the rest of the ultimates a little bit disconnected in terms of cooldown time here.
Yeah, and Jonah just weaving traffic so nicely. A triple anti onto Kennesaw, at least stall him out for a few seconds there, and we have seen UT Tyler make these insane runs where they're able to just lock down the point. The Doomfist can get access to the back line and literally holding 4 players back, way disconnected from the team.
We're going to see whole team wants to push around the side. M-Dog off the map once again. It hurts so bad when this Doomfist decides to pick a target. Speaking of hurt, wow. All 5 down in the blink of an eye. Kennesaw, that's the point.
Mage just got 3 headshot kills within 3 shurikens,
kunai.
I think, basically. That is how you... Listen, Kennesaw at this point, they don't care how the fight goes. They see M-Dog getting knocked off the map, they go, not again. And then luckily everybody else there to support and win that one pretty cleanly. Still a sketchy point,
that
though.
was a single ult as well.
Yeah, just the Graviton, I guess, because M-Dog had just used the Deadeye and then obviously was taking a little trip off the map for a moment.
Little vacation to the islands over there.
Yeah, I think Zenith, I was going to say, might be going on vacation in a second as well, but the DPS, Prometheus especially, they have been there on the point, and now it's going to be the Mei gone for. So Kennesaw, you get the point once more.
Yeah, and honestly, that ice block, if anything, just kind of made the stagger hurt a little bit more, a couple seconds longer. Gonna wait it out, have to get this Mei back in the fray.
Can we isolate this Doomfist is the question of the day for Kennesaw State. We are going to see the ultimates getting invested, though. Everybody using everything right now, trying to swing the fight in their favor. It's going to be 1-for-1 on the backs of the DPS. The Blade, though, and the Melee, a little bit too overpowered for the overclock, and now it is M-Dog taking down some of the backline. Deadeye not quite online, but it looks like Kennesaw has done enough to force the reset.
Yeah, it ended up turning into what looked like a 3v2. But it was a tank and a DPS up against 2 supports and a DPS. One of those is just going to out-sustain the other, sadly. As strong as the tank role can be, especially in those 1v multiple situations. Wombo combo opens the first one up. Zenith is down, which means UT Tyler should have no issues capturing that point with Jonah standing there steadfast, full health. No complaints from Jonah when it comes to the healing department in that last fight.
Looks like Jonah's playing at 2x speed.
Yes.
Like, unironically. Everything is like fast twitch, split decision making. It knows exactly where they want to be. Has only really misplayed maybe once or twice. And on to Doomfist. While it, this looks nice and these plays look insane.
Suzu to save it, though.
Yeah, and that is kind of the cooldown that you're playing around, especially as that Doom. If the cleanse gets burned, you are free to just jump right back out, and then guess what? Go right back in, because that means they will not be ready. Absolute dismantling of Kennesaw State yet again, and it is a team kill for their effort.
This is what happens when you turn a DPS character into a tank.
So we're not banning the Doomfist.
I think we saw earlier this season a couple matches. I believe it was Syracuse with a very, very strong Doomfist, if I'm remembering correctly. And that was what felt like what started the Doom trend for us here, at least on the broadcast, is now we're starting to see a lot more of it and a lot more dominance like this. The Rocket Punch into what feels like a guaranteed kill combo almost every time. M-Dog, once again, you can't run from the Doom.
Yeah, it is looking rather grim for Kennesaw State on the E point. A 10 streak for Jonah, basically all in the last 2 team fights as well. It was fairly even going back and forth. Kennesaw found a few good answers to him, but ultimately the supports in this tank combo, not to mention Tots and Hallowed, having their shining moments as well. The team play out of UT Tyler looking to be a little bit strong, and I am still perplexed that this Doomfist is still available to play, man. I just, even if it's not meta or the best on this map, I see someone do that to me last map, and they are not sniffing that hero again.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree with you there. I feel like leaving the Doom up, and the second we get into Flashpoint, guess who the issue is? Jonah.
Yeah, and even though, Jonah didn't maybe look like the issue for the first start of the Flashpoint, but once they got rolling, it is play like this time and time again. Ultimate's getting ready to get burned for Kennesaw. It is going to be first capture to UT Tyler. Zenith able to escape through the Maywall at the very last second. Stun onto Jonah. The Blizzard is going to get activated though, and Zenith actually gets cleansed and healed up from it, but it doesn't matter because the Doom is running down the back line again. This Wu Yang down to 1 HP, running out of options rather quickly, and UT Tyler is going to send Kennesaw quite literally as far back as they can.
Yeah. And
Oh,
then
wow,
Meteor
ulting
Strike.
again. Nice, crazy.
And just to save yourself, why not? Because you're probably going to have it up in the next fight.
It's crazy how many ults. Like the
So
10th
many.
one this map.
So many from this Doom here.
Kennesaw's like, Doom no ult. Wait a minute. What's Jonah doing?
Well, and that's the thing, too. It's like we're occasionally seeing a kill come through from Tots, a kill come through from Hollowed. But for the most part, it is Jonah in the kill feed.
And Jonah just, even if they're not finding the kills, every time they are knocking 3 people into the wall, that's like 10 seconds that is getting wasted off the clock. It's
10
more
seconds
capture
with
time.
no supports.
That is also the case. They're always finding at least one pick. How many times have we seen them take down the Genji and then one of the supports as well? Kennesaw finally, though, gets capture.
Or force out Mage to leave the rest of the team to save Hark's life with a Suzu or something. Such a critical cooldown, now being used up, burnt up. And you know what comes up faster? The Rocket Punch. He just gets to use it again long before that Suzu comes back up.
Yeah, nice little knockback onto Prometheus. The ultimate's getting ready to be activated. Jonah isolates M-Dog yet again. Can the Dragon Blade keep them around, though? The Maywall is going to stop Prometheus from getting any further resets. And now you've got the issue of Doomfist basically breathing down your neck in the side hall. Kennesaw still in control of the point for the time being, but UT Tyler, they are definitely starting to find some cracks in the armor.
Ark gonna have to get saved up by a bubble right there. We'll be able to make it back with the rest of the team. This Maywall causing a lot of issues for Zenith, especially in terms of walking around the site. We go 2 for 2, 1 tank, 1 DPS each, and now it's up to the last 3 to fight it out. And Kennesaw, this is when they can be quite confident. When M-Dog gets to lay down some damage, when Mage gets to hit those headshots, that's when it feels like they're winning fights. The second you take Jonah out of the equation, Kennesaw turns back into the team we saw map 1.
And that's why I said, obviously, it's easier said than done. Yo, just kill Jonah, isolate the Doomfist. Like, yeah, that sounds like a great plan in practice, but when the Doomfist is all over your screen all at once and the supports are just pumping him full of heals, it can be very, very hard task, especially if that cleanse gets burned early on in the fight. You don't really have a lot of other ways to, like, hard lock down the Doom or have some sort of other counterplay, and no Graviton for the foreseeable future. Jonah obviously has the Meteor Strike online, and UT Tyler, 8 seconds till the point opens, and this is going to be for all the marbles, folks. This one will end the Flashpoint one way or the other.
Yeah, does not matter who takes it here. There's the window, dropped up from Sneaky Monkey. That might be a lot of damage to come through, so of course Jonah's just going to dash right through it. Start looking at this backline. Hollowed wins the 1v1 up against Prometheus. That's both the DPS and the tanks down, and the first will go over to UT Tyler, opening up this capture on point 5. Looking to just keep their lead rolling here. You already know, I was just about to say, you can hear Jonah charging up to just dash in there.
Yeah, just be that absolute demon on the front line. Keep all of Kennesaw disengaged as long as possible. And hey, even maybe find that one shot onto M-Dog that has been... And not that M-Dog's playing bad, but it's a Doomfist against a Cassidy. If they catch you, there is no counterplay in the world where you're going to win out that trade. Overclock and Kitsune, the dueling ultimates chosen for the fight. But Kennesaw is running away with it in the early going. Both DPS are now done. And that means it's got to be a Kennesaw fight.
Has to be. When you're able to start things off like that. Yeah, you haven't dealt with Jonah, but you can at least deal with the site there, force these players to back up for just a few seconds.
Jonah's still just, even when it's not a 5v5, just playing on a knife's edge.
They might be able to force this kill through, though. That's huge.
Yeah, that's a pretty bad stagger, actually. That should buy Kennesaw, unless the DPS get picked off here very quickly, that should be another 15-20 seconds for free, basically. Jonah will have a fast reset, given that it is a Doomfist, but a little bit overextended. Finally, maybe not ready for the team to be there, or both supports maybe just not there in time, and that is the fight that you're going to get with the Doomfist. It is give and it is take, and now Wombo Combo, Orbital Ray instantly into death, and Kennesaw stay with the ultimate advantage. They are looking very good and primed to take this fight.
Yeah, 100 energy up on the Zarya as well. Always a good way to start off the fight when you can deal out more damage than most of the DPS will during the fight, except for Prometheus, who pops the blade, picks up a triple kill, and gets the capture back. Unless Jonah has anything to say about it, but he's going to dash away.
You stagger this time, it might be
It would be over.
might be good night for you, yes. I mean, it would be for sure now. 13 seconds. There could be a little bit of stall ball from the camp of Tyler, but again, very, very squishy comp. The Mei might be able to ice block for a few seconds. Maybe the lamp buys you that extra 3-4 seconds. Jonah.
Someone's got a touch right
Yeah,
there.
this is going to be
Jonah.
critical. 99 to 89. The window gets invested. Can they find the picks, though? Prometheus and Sneaky both trading each other out, and Prometheus has taken over this last flashpoint, but no tank is an excellent point. Both teams down to 2 players. The Blizzard should do enough zoning. UT Tyler flips it back, and now it is Zenith on the ball to try to see if they can get there, but they will not make it. UT Tyler in the nick of time, stealing away the flashpoint.
So, Kennesaw, what did we learn?
Ban the Doomfist.
Good job, class.
One more time.
But in all
Ban
Doomfist.
the Doomfist.
But in all seriousness, I mean, there was a clear, once again, just a clear reason that fight was hurting. And
That's why she landed the right click. I was like, that's insane mechanics.
Right clicks right there. Right, we said it. It was just the one ult burnt up in that fight, and it was all they needed when the Kiriko gets a crazy angle like that.
Make a name for myself out here.
Start tossing them. Yeah, when are they going to bring in like a Gambit, Twisted Fate type character into Overwatch? I'm surprised they don't have someone that throws cards
I'm excited for the Borderlands one, even though it's not the same game.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like that's just
it's so cool.
It's such a cool trope.
Make it RNG where if you do more or less damage, that'll players will love that.
That'll send people
Guys, I hit for 10, sorry.
You have 52 different chances to deal different damage values.
And then it rolls on top of each other with the perks and the passives. Yeah, I think there's a lot that we could cook up there, but UT Tyler, a hell of a comeback. I thought Kennesaw really was going to have that last fight. We saw a few of the ultimates get expanded, but Zenith was the first one to fall, and when Jonah's going in there and not having to fight the other tank, the game gets a lot easier. And Kennesaw, you're going to get map choice going into the 4th map, a map that we haven't seen too often yet in the PCL, but see if they can figure it out.
Yeah, we've seen push a couple of times here. I think mainly it's been picked through to Colosio. Obviously, we are quite biased towards New Queen Street over here. That's just how it's going to be, let's be honest. But yeah, Colosio is the most common pick for the push side, and I am getting thumbs up throughs as well.
It's like the push map.
Yeah, I mean, it can feel stale sometimes, but the fact that we don't get to push very often, if we do see a 3-0, it is nice to shake things up there as well. I think these players might be ready just to hop into things, but
Give it a 30-second to a minute break.
yeah, we'll call it another quick break, but you definitely don't want to go anywhere. These are only going to last a minute or two. We'll be right back. Getting back into things, of course, Colosio will be the pick here, and surprises moving into this next one as Jobin sees the pick on the tank side and starts convulsing profusely.
Headset almost fell off. I had to catch that sucker. Thought I got punched by Jonah for a minute. Got knocked back into the wall behind us. Whew. Now I know how M-Dog feels.
Looking like
scary
the
times.
slap competitions.
Scary times, man. Dana White got me in the power slap. I was not ready for the dealage with the hands, and so far, Sneaky Monkey will draw first blood, so it is UT Tyler off to a good start. We do see the Sombra getting picked up now, and obviously, man, I just cannot believe this Doom wasn't banned. I don't care if they win or lose, but that's a crazy call.
Yeah, the bans that did come through were Genji and Juno. So taking Genji out of Prometheus' hand is
Makes
pretty
sense.
big. I have to assume that came from the UT Tyler side, especially because Kennesaw hasn't picked Juno thus far, so I'm assuming they were the ones banning Juno there.
And now we see the team fight win. Kennesaw, bit by bit there, they're able to find the picks that they need, and maybe the Tracer pick actually is going to be very good. You have better access to some of the supports, better access to the backline, and you can just, you know, cut off the Doomfist healing where it starts. Obviously, the Doomfist on its own can be isolated, it can be taken down, but if Hark and Mage are going unchecked, that is where the problem can lie.
Yeah, we saw Sombra for a sec. I'm pretty sure it was on the side of Tyler.
Yeah, it was Tox.
But Sombra can be a nice check to Doomfist as well. Doom dashes in, you hack him up, and you just get to spray him down with the rest of the team pretty well. But it does require that Sombra to stay alive for a little bit, or at least just kind of play a little sneakily and kind of wait for the Doom, wait for the counterattack there.
Jonah sleeping on the job for a quick second there, but M-Dog, I'm going to try to TP back to the bridge, at least get to safety, get near some of those supports for the time being. UT Tyler, they are still on the march, and when you've got Jonah on the front line, that is no surprise to anybody. Meteor Strike already online, the Nano is ready to go for Hark as well, and if I'm Kennesaw, obviously push is a long game mode, but you do not want to get backed up against your own end zone before the game really starts.
M-Dog looking for the flank there, TP's into the back, right in the face of multiple players right now. Does have to burn that Wraith form to stay alive while the rest of the team fights it out towards our little corner right here.
Big ante.
Passes the underway of the bridge. Now Jonah stuck in this Graviton Surge. Somehow gets to kill M-Dog during all of that. And somehow it's going over to UT Tyler. Even with Tots, I'm pretty sure accidentally hopping off the map. Not sure what happened there. I don't think Kennesaw had anyone who would actually bump them off the map.
So Jonah, Nano Enjoyer in that situation, the only reason they survived a full, I think it was a solo Graviton Surge as well, basically soaks the entire cooldown, walks out, says, hey, cool, I've got my ultimate back up basically
and I'm
already.
at 500 health again.
Yeah, I'm at 525, my supports are alive, my ultimate is almost back online already. We see Hallowed building up to the Deadeye, Tots close to theirs as well, and I mean, yeah, like the Brig can help you kind of deal with the Doomfist, but Jonah is just finding the most insane angles and timing.
Yeah, anytime they see a little corner, you see the dash, you see the rocket punch get charged up.
I saw the vision.
And should there be a squishy around that corner, you know what follows. Doom.
Oh, there we go.
Should be able to push this player back to the enemy team. Zenith going to be picking up a couple, as that's both the DPS down from UT Tyler. Luckily, they do have who feels like their main DPS in a lot of these situations.
Bonk.
Look who's going down. It's Hark. And the ante has been one of the things that's been able to shut down Jonah in this game. Targeting up Hark there is going to be a big part of the upcoming team fights for sure, now that there is an Ana in the fray.
And Prometheus going for a bit longer range there. I think it'll help you deal with Jonah. Definitely a little easier. A lot easier when you don't have to go, you know, fist fight distance to take down the Doom. The ultimate did get invested by Prometheus. Kennesaw was still looking to break basically the 50-yard line here. They weren't really able to win a clean second team fight. So UT Tyler, they are right back where they want to be, with Jonah trying to devastate the backline as much as they can. Freya's got to be very careful. We've seen how much damage the front line of UT Tyler can do, and with that Nano in the back pocket, you know they are waiting for the time to go. Oh, that bubble's dead, and so are you. Oh!
Just have to be. Jonah chases down Prometheus, and Freya was working for a little bit there, but somehow even in the air, the Doom will find you. Hallowed switching on to the Cassidy, and honestly, showing M-Dog what it feels like when you aren't getting chased down every single fight there. M-Dog Still having a tough run in this one. Kennesaw, every single time they do win out one of these fights, the bot is just so far back. You have to spend so much time pushing it, even just back to neutral, back
Half
to
the
the
time
starting
already
point.
gone too. I didn't even. These games go so fast
They
sometimes.
do.
These push games where it's just fight after fight after fight, and then all of a sudden, UT Tyler, they may have just lost that team fight, but they got it to almost 100. I think it was like 140 and change is basically to finish the map. 143, 145.
Yeah,
so
it's a very odd number on each map.
yeah, there's an odd, and then there's 2 or 3 decimal places in there as well, just because you know, why not make some players do some math?
Yeah, exactly.
Except for Jonah, left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand, left, right. What? Sune is going to get invested out of Wombo, and there it is again. First blood over to the tank. It's Jonah, and it is Wombo linking up to get the fight started the right way. And then Hallowed has been so impressive on the Cassidy, was doing great on the Reaper and the Sojourn earlier, and now just continuing the dominance over on the Cassidy as well. And now
Look at the movement coming out from Jonah.
it's just the movement in, out, and then back
Yeah,
around the corner. One shot M-Dog, back out to safety, knocks someone off the map.
It's the game sense of when to leave the fight that has been huge from Jonah here.
It's like controlled, like, psychoticness. The
Yeah.
controlled craze, I guess, is the best way I can put it, where he's like, clearly he's a psychopath, but it's working out every single time, including right now. Look at
1v1
this.
to Winston, lock multiple players down in the statue room right here. Where are you going to go, M-Dog?
Yeah, a little grand and pan to finish out that kill, and now it's going to be Hark. Anti-grenade, that is adorable. 2 big fists are flying. And UT Tyler, they have found every single answer to Kennesaw State so far in the push. 3 minutes left on the clock in a 92-meter deficit.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have anything set up in terms of crowning an MVP of a series or anything like that. But I think on our end, we can definitively say who the MVP of this series has been. And it ain't even over yet.
Yeah, and we even said before, you never want to give one player all the credit, but man, my eyes are telling me right now that this Doomfist is a big problem for the entire team. We see a couple of nice picks on the backside, and then Hallowed actually goes for a flank with the Deadeye. Unfortunately, you've got a date with the Winston, and M-Dog is going to be the one to find the killing shot. But for all this time that Kennesaw is doing, you know, winning the fight using the Nano Monkey, they are just now starting to push the robot past 14 meters.
Yeah, it finally catches up to the red barrier right there. Starts to push it through. Jonah gets to link back up with the team. Jonah was alive that whole time. They were just sneaking around the back ends of the map while the rest of the team was respawning.
Look at where the team is split. Jonah is alone in the archway. All 4 other players are just supporting from way far away near the spawn because you just can. Hallowed's landing shots. Jonah is still full HP, and Kennesaw State is in absolute retreat.
Yeah. Prometheus does answer back. Hallowed is gone. Hallowed has been a big chunk of support to Jonah when it comes to those low health players to finally take them down. We did see a pretty solid Deadeye from them in the last fight as well. Jonah wants to chase down a couple supports here. Literally just hold up the damage reduction until you get your dash back.
From the side hall in a 2v1 to out with the teammate, back to safety.
And full health.
And now we're just going to jump back across. Oh, the Meteor Strike's back online. Guess I have another get-out-of-jail-free card at my disposal. I thought Kennesaw State might try to use these ultimates to win a big fight, but unfortunately for them, even if they win this one 5-0, they're going to have to win at least 2 more fights. They are still 100-plus meters away from even making this game close. I guess it's basically 180 meters they need to walk this thing just to get the tie now.
You want to just see the little double stun on the Break Doom flashing. Double knockout right there.
The unstoppable force and the immovable object.
Turns out they both stop.
And they both moved. Yeah.
Yeah.
The stoppable force and the movable object.
Turns out it just makes another paradox.
Yeah, and here we go. It is going to be a good fight finally for Kennesaw. That is a massive stun, though. Jonah and Cassidy shutting down the Winston mid-primal. That does not feel good. And while Kennesaw's getting some time, there's the Nano, and here is Jonah running down the back line. We'll have to take a little bit of a sleepy session for a second, but UT Tyler, I mean, what more could they have asked out of that fight? This game is very well over.
Yeah, and with only 10 seconds left, Kennesaw going to have to work, what, 60 meters, but you got to go touch this bot right now.
And they've got
If
a
you don't make
Deadeye.
it to the bot, that's just over. Someone did make it there. I believe it was the Winston, that being Zenith, who made it on the way there. Is nanoed up, but will fall eventually, while Jonah just spends most of their time splitting off the rest of the team right there. You saw Prometheus, Mage, and I believe Hark as well. They were all cut off from the rest of the team from the Winston there. And that's going to round out the series 3-2-1
Oh,
in
look
favor
at that.
of UT
Whoa.
Tyler. And I'm very happy
Which
that
one?
the game is on the same. That's a real question here. Oh,
Yeah, this one checks.
this is pretty solid.
Yeah, this was quite filthy, and M-Dog, yeah, a bit unfortunate there, buddy. Ha ha ha! Put them paws on him.
Little
Put the mitts on
Weave.
him. Yeah, he put them paws on him, and just on Kennesaw State as a whole. That was a great performance by UT Tyler. I mean, some maps closer than others, but especially that last map. I mean, Kennesaw never really felt like they were in it.
Yeah,
they
I
were
guess-
down from the start, and they won fights, but the nature of push is if you're down 100 and you win 2 fights, you're still down 80.
Yeah, Control, obviously, I mean, went Kennesaw's way in the end, but definitely a close map.
Yep.
And the Flashpoint felt fairly close
Yep.
as well. Very back and forth from both teams. But apparently the second you need to push a payload, it's a Jonah movie.
The Doomfist, like people reload their fists in movies.
Yeah.
Just cock the fist back.
I mean, he literally can
Put
do
the
that.
sleeves down or whatever.
Yeah, no, load up the fist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a great series, though. UT Tyler, they're going to win 3-1 to close off our second series of the day. We are going to have another series,
Yep.
which means we are going to throw it to a break right now. That way we can at least get the game going. It is a little bit past that delayed start time.
Just a little bit past about 15 minutes. So we'll get things running quite quickly here. We will come back with our next matchup just after this. It's about that time of the night. It is time to cap it off with our final third series here. California State University, Dominguez Hills. If anyone caught any of the Playfly action from last year, CSUDH was a fairly strong roster. I think they just barely didn't make it to Tournament of Champions, if I'm remembering correctly. The end of year LAN, I think they were just out of reach in playoffs.
Trying to remember
there
between the 4 titles because they had a decent team in like 3 or 4 titles. We saw them a lot on every game.
I believe we saw them in Valorant as well, but the Overwatch team was definitely their shining roster out of all of it there. And University of Oregon, someone that we've seen in League of Legends actually quite frequently here on the stream, but yet to see them in Overwatch. So let's check out the rosters that these teams will be fielding tonight.
Yeah, and this is going to be a game where it is going to be Oregon at 0-2 and Cal State Dominguez Hills
recognize
at
these
2-0. And
once again,
yeah, the name's definitely ringing a few bells at least. For Cal State DH, it is O Projects, Maximus, Aloka, Lychee, and Autumn. And for the Ducks, it is Humpty, Bingle, Adventure, MCAT, and Resolve.
Nice 5 to round that out. And yeah, I do recognize most of the names. Maybe Autumn is new, but I could be wrong about that one. We are ready pretty well to hop into game here, so I think we'll just head straight into things. Gonna be Oasis for our first map. We're already getting action going through.
Now we're gonna see map 1 Oasis. Definitely a change from what we have been seeing a few times through. Maximus getting low already. We are gonna see Humpty and Projects picking up the ball and the Winston respectively. Everybody from Cal State right now, they are happy to sit on the top side of the fight. They are going to be able to take down the Lucio with a nice little jump by the Monk. That is going to be Projects finding first blood of the fight. That should be Cal State Dominguez being able to grab the A point, and that will be the opening engagement for us here.
Yeah, and so Adventurer from that roster street of University of Oregon, they will be West coming into this one. So same player, just a different name on the account, it seems. Yeah, so they had just 2 different names in there, so
happens.
Yeah, no,
more times than not.
Just so there's no confusion, not a sub coming in, just a little bit of a different name there. Humpty getting caught out in the corner, gets a nice shield because fall things, but will fall eventually. CSUDH continues to hold this one. No Projects wants to dive in on the squishies, holding up this high ground right here.
Yeah, I dare any one of those squishies to go for a Winston 1v1 with his bubble on the high ground. Yeah, that is a worst-case scenario. Oregon now trying to find a way to break through the front door, as is most times with control. I think Humpty has to try to find some way to scatter the back line, set up a back cap. There it is, though. You get the kill onto Maximus with the grappling hook, essentially. That might be the opener that the Ducks need. We already see Cal State Dominguez up to 55%, and now the ball is beginning to find the value that they were hoping. Very close to getting the landmines online as well. The only thing is they got to deal with the Winton still, who is stalling.
Yeah, Projects does dash out of there eventually. Wes finding that pick onto Autumn, and now Maximus follows. MCAT there. Looks like it was a solo kill from the Kiriko as well. Can't feel easy to get onto the Tracer, too. You hit a headshot with the Kiriko onto the Tracer, and that's basically the entire health bar gone.
I mean, yeah, I think the right click literally will.
I don't think it one-shots, but it's like 125 damage or something like that, or yeah, 150. It's quite an intense burst of damage right there that you do get from the Kiriko. Sojourn going to have a tough time there, but Bingle is going to be able to dash out.
They just took the point back. They just W-key gamed, and they took the point back instantly. And now it is a primal rage from Project. Sojourn desperately trying to escape. Oregon popped a few ultimates, and ultimately they get popped in the end. And yeah, Lucio, you might have some escapability here, but how's the right click to the back for you? Team kill for Dominguez Hills, and they're very well maybe 1 or 2 kills away from wrapping up first point here.
Yeah, 90% already. Oregon did get a little bit of a capture there, but the Ducks are going to have a hard time moving forward into this one. Resolve. Caught in a corner right now. The wall ride not exactly doing what you wanted. There are mines on the point, and the beat drop was popped, but mainly to save Resolve's life. It did give Wes a little bit of a shield there for the engage, and Humpty still alive on this point, but you got to drop back down eventually.
Yeah, Dominguez also popped the beat at a perfect time, knowing that Resolve had to use theirs early because they got stuck behind that dreaded potted plant in the spawn. And now Dominguez Hills are running up the fight, 3 in the feed, and round 1 to them.
And a very, very solid one off of that right there. Not too much resistance from Oregon. They did have a couple solid, or really the one solid fight under their belt right there, and we are going to see some changes moving into this next one. Bingle going to be switching over to the Reaper right there. Jobin, of course, never fails to make me chuckle in the booth right here.
It's Ryan, man.
I laugh when you guys laugh.
Here's the thing. I can stay so locked, I'm fine. And the second someone breaks me, it's just chalk, man. Like, I'm just done. I am indeed 12 years old.
Projects switching to the Mauga has been pretty strong on this point.
We haven't seen too many Maugas. I know it's
we
not
have
the
in the past
meta,
couple
like,
of weeks.
but it's not the meta warlord that he was in May and April. But it is like, because every game it was dueling Maugas, and now at least like we are getting to see a little more flavor, which is
there
nice.
was one series where we had I'm trying to remember the team. We had a similar like a Jonah situation where it was one player on the Mauga was just the be-all, end-all of that
Is that we're going to
team.
call it a Jonah situation?
I
think
mean,
it's a good call.
As of today, that is a fantastic concept or context for any tank just kind of taking over a game.
Speaking of taking over the game, this Hanzo is absolutely dealing with the bow and arrow. Back-to-back kills. Humpty again on the ball, just trying to see if they can find some sort of solace for the team. Unfortunately, though, Aloka is bloodthirsty early in this second point. And that is the beauty of having a Hanzo with some fine work in hands. It is kill after kill, and the Dragons are already online.
Yeah, that's
insane.
So quick. I mean, Oregon, you're looking at 64% on Resolve, where Lucio is charging up ultimate pretty quickly because you're healing, you're doing damage, you kind of get to do all of that at the same time. Aloka already burns up the Dragons right there. Not sure where it ended up going.
Who cares? You're going to get it back in 30 seconds probably at this rate. Like, honestly. Oh, trying to predict the ball.
And Projects, wants to cut off Humpty from even leaving this spawn right now.
Look at this little rat tracer. Look
This
at Maximus is just blinking between the plants.
They're like, which side is Maximus on?
Oh,
Wes, though, gets the kill.
That's a good pick for Oregon. The ultimates may come into play as well. Maximus, no pulse bomb for the fight. Humpty's going to get right in there, though. 82% to the ulti. The mines are almost ready to go. Projects is going to have to hit the hills into the side room. Possibly could look to get the ulti online, but I don't think they're going to have time to do it. It is going to be the Ducks rolling up to the team fight and wiping everybody out.
Yeah, and getting to do that pretty early on as well. 54% from CSUDH. And you get to rack up about 10 before the respawns even come through. A couple staggers in the back as well.
Look at that.
And haven't burnt up an ultimate, which gotta feel good considering you know that someone like Aloka and Maximus are going to be low on that one. Bingle pops it up in the choke point right there, and the Death Blossom will find two. Takes down the support duo from Dominguez Hills.
Yeah, Bingle with the classic. Ha, nice Kitsune. How about if I just kill your entire team right at this second? All right, sounds good. And Oregon, I mean, only the two ultimates, too. The Death Blossom took out, what, 3 of them, basically, after he chased down the last player. So now the Kitsune, the Beat, and the Pulse Bomb are all good to go for Oregon. And they're damn close to tying this game as well. So they're doing a very good job to at least hold the front line down now.
Uh-oh, and there we go. The cage popped up by Projects. But now you're kind of just locked in there with this Reaper. Luckily, Aloka on the switch to Reaper on their own gets to take down Bingle, and Projects lives that through as Humpty gotta go looking for some answers in the back here. I'm pretty sure I'm in the opposite side spawn right now.
I think so, and that was an interesting interaction. I didn't actually know the ball. He slammed down into the Mauga cage right before it expired, and it canceled the knockup on the ball because it chained him down.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize if the ball jumped into it, it canceled the knockup.
Yeah, I did notice some like weird-looking interaction there. I couldn't actually tell
cool.
what was going on.
That's actually cool. I didn't even realize. You don't usually see a ball jumping in, but the cage was basically on its way out, but it canceled the knockup, so that's an interesting little thing to see. Beat drop invested and Resolve down, so they can't be the dueling beats. Dominguez Hills, this is looking to be a pretty good team fight for you. The knockup's not going to connect onto anybody, and we're going to see the boop onto MCAT. Bingle taken down. The supports are getting active for Cal State. Dominguez, 95 and counting in Oregon. They've got to reset, and they've got to do it quick.
Oh, and Wes couldn't make it out in time.
And Resolve make it.
That's a big stagger on the Tracer, especially Tracer being that character who you kind of want to be playing the overtime there, weaving in and out. Humpty goes down, does get to drop the mines on the way out. maybe can stall some time for the rest of the team. Resolve and Bingle taking their time
Death
on this
Blossom?
point, trying to live out as much as possible. Death Blossom couldn't come through, and this is likely the last couple of kills as Wes is in a difficult situation on this point.
Yeah,
doing
Wes
their best.
Doing it, honestly, was a pretty good job of playing 1v5 there at the end. And now Humpty's going to get their chance to stall the game up with that overtime bar. It will be a fly-in after the second reset. And Cal State Dominguez Hills living up to the 2-0 record. They played some damn good team Overwatch there. And they're able to get the dub over on Oasis to get us kicked off. And yeah, this checks out as well.
Definitely checks out.
Bowman.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's right at the start of the first round right
Let's
here.
see. Yeah, now we get to
It's
see
actually
it
in the
at
last
least.
one. No, it's in the last one here.
What shots?
One,
shot.
two,
Nice shot. Oh my-
fair.
My goodness. One more. Hey.
Is there another in the
Ooh,
clip? I'm
just-
trying to think.
I think there was two more before that, but it wasn't like a quadra. It was
Yeah.
a break between them. So I
Mhm.
saw 4 for sure.
Yeah, at some point I saw Loka really pop off in that last round as well. CSUDH bringing in exactly the kind of aggression, coordination, just everything, the game
Yeah.
sense that we saw from our previous seasons here. You know, we did have a lot of experience casting them, with them constantly being happy. Of
Good
course,
to see
being
familiar names
being a
too.
West Coast school too, we see a lot of West Coast schools in this later time slot because they're happy to get on there, and it kind of works out for them too. But I will say in esports, it can feel like West Coast schools kind of few and far between sometimes.
A lot, yes.
So we end up seeing the same ones a lot, right? We're seeing CSUDH, we're seeing University of Oregon, we're seeing Washington State in a lot of these games as well across multiple titles. So once again, I think I said this earlier in the broadcast, but it makes it a lot better for us to kind of follow along with the records and a lot of the players on these teams, so we're able to actually, you know, have a little bit of an idea of what's going to happen in this next match. And CSUDH, I mean, they're on top of things right now.
Yeah, they lived up to every single ounce of that 2-0 record, showed that they're definitely going to be a contender in the PCL as we are heading further and further into week 3 here. But it is 1-0 for Cal State Dominguez Hills. It will be the map choice of Oregon as we get ready to go to map 2, but that'll be after a short break. We'll see if it is Kings Row or something else. And we are 2 for 2 on the map. 2 guesses. Not that it took a whole lot of brain power, but it is Kings Row that we will go to see if Cal State Dominguez Hills can continue the dominance. 2-0 in the PCL and 1-0 in the map score against the Ducks of Oregon. A few switches to come through. Maximus picking up the Roadhog projects. Going to be stepping over to the DPS and picking up that Junkrat. So a couple annoying characters to try to deal with on Kings Row. Cal State Dominguez Hills opening things up on the attack here. And we're going to see if this slightly different comp, a few switches, and they can find the same success.
Yeah, a couple role switches there. You mentioned them, of course. Maximus still going to be quite strong feeling on the Roadhog, but that's a great pick onto Aloka to start things off. Humpty, we've seen the Hazard and now 3 series today and has been quite strong on this map as well.
Yeah, Bingo now going to get taken down, and Cal State Dominguez Hills, there is a Mercy on my screen. That is not something that we see all very often, but everybody knows the beauty of Mercy. Heal, damage boost, and sit and hide the rest of the way. It is going to be Cal State Dominguez picking up the kills they were looking for after. Only projects getting traded out, but guess what? The third thing I didn't mention about Mercy, get back in the fight.
Yeah, that will help you out as well. Lychee, quick res onto projects.
Maximus, was he moonwalking to go for a flick hook?
Quite literally.
He was trying to snap on him and throw a hook. That's awesome. Also very disrespectful.
I mean, they were pushed far enough back where you can kind of just make that play.
If he dies, nothing. This is also Mercy's job.
Yep. And then occasionally hop off if you really need the healing, but for the most part, you're just going to catch up with the team at the choke point there. Bingle getting in on this flank angle, though, but they are aware of it, right? Lychee got hit by a couple shots from up top, and now Bingle, TP back at the ready. They might be able to clear him, and they will. Aloka to finish that off, and Bingle takes the risk and unfortunately gets punished for it.
Yeah, Maximus still trying to go for a little bit of style points on the hook, and I respect it definitely, especially if you have a start like this and after map 1 where you're feeling confident, the right clicks are landing, is going to find the knockout blow onto West there, and it is a Cal State Dominguez Hills freight train rolling down the tracks right now. Oregon seemingly does not have an answer.
And from the shadows.
I mean, yeah, Mercy's not winning that one.
Yeah, I don't think they realized that Humpty was still there because they heard Kiriko TP away. MCAT TP'd over to the rest of the team, and they just assumed all the players were gone from that area of the map.
Oh, Window Dragons, and you are done for. 4 dead in the blink of an eye. The only one who didn't get taken out was the one player already respawning. Basically a team kill for Cal State Dominguez Hills and a time bonus for their trouble.
You get to spot them out with this sonar as well. You know exactly that the respawns are coming from that right side. And Aloka going to be ready to find this next hit. The damage boost from the Mercy as well makes this Hanzo very, very threatening. Even to somebody like the Pharah, right? You're expecting the Pharah to live through considering no hit scans on the one side. But it does not matter. No hit scans. The Junkrat's still going to be the one to take you out. Pharah, funnily enough, being the character you kind of picked to get around a Junkrat.
Yeah, the only problem is there's an individual with bow and arrow on that Cal State Dominguez hillside that has been absolutely lethal. Maximus is just sitting on the objective right now while the rest of the team is in a bit of a mess situation. We did see Lychee taken down first. The Riptire now online. Autumn's going to get taken down. Oh, Project still looking for it, and there it goes. A little bit of fun in the sun for Dominguez Hills, and they are flowing through this map so far.
Projects gets to just slam shots into the other side. Oh, spots resolved there. The Wu Yang hiding in the crevices.
And Projects gets out.
Yeah, Resolve actually does find a kill onto Lychee as well. Maximus might be in a little tough situation with a big section of healing actually taken away from you. But Autumn is there, does have the lamp still available as well. That lamp has saved Maximus's life multiple times here. And of course, once the lamp drops, that means the Roadhog gets to right click and go, or hold the healing and just go back to full health. There's
big ulti.
Thorns to come down, and the real question is, I don't think Maximus has died this round.
No.
You really got to deal with that Roadhog eventually.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the DPS are getting a little bit differential in every single one of these fights. They've got to try to isolate Aloka or one of these deeps and try to get him down. They're not able to track down the pesky Hanzo, and that means Oregon, you've got so much more work to do, and there goes Aloka absolute specialist on this Hanzo, whether it was map 1 or now going into map 3. And .01, and they find a last-second contest. Unfortunately, I fear that is not going to be enough. A lamp, a few stray arrows, and a very angry Junkrat will signal the end of the run, at least for this round. Cal State Dominguez Hills, 2:58 left to play, and they get that thing done.
Yeah, I mean, when you have a player that adept at Hanzo, it can start to feel just hard to play the game in any capacity. You're sitting as a healer, randomly an arrow from the top ropes comes down, and you're staring at a respawn screen. Sorry, guys, I had my ult, but it's not going to be used in this fight. Just very, very tough on the University of Oregon side, trying to not get picked off. But even when Aloka's not finding those picks, I mean, we saw projects on the Junkrat have multiple kills found onto Bingle. There's Farah, which is just, it shouldn't be happening, let's put it like that. CSUDH keeping the stomp going, and it is exactly that. I mean, little to no resistance from Oregon in that last round. Like I said, I don't think Maximus died in the entire round. A lot of that coming off the lamp from Autumn, which saved their life multiple times there.
I will say, if Oregon finishes this map with, technically 1 minute left because of overtime, we will have had 3 identical hybrid games back to back to back, but the discrepancy, I fear, may be a little bit larger in this series. At least the optics in the early eye test are telling me that if Aloka and Maximus do not get dealt with, it is a problem city. And then, unfortunately, there are 3 other players that have done more than their share to contribute.
And this is a devious angle right here. How long do you think it's going to take CSUDH to realize that there's no tank in the fight?
It's like Jaws.
And then there it is. It was Bingle who actually spotted out the Roadhog initially there. Maximus gonna get cut off actually with a lot of that walls and just everything thrown in the way, but instead, hook onto Humpty. Of course it's Aloka who finds the kill as well.
Humpty did indeed have a big fall there. That was a disgusting little hook. Nice little flick, and I thought for sure Maximus, not that they were guaranteed dead because the double support plus Roadhog healing is a little bit OD, but the fact they weren't able to get anything from it for Oregon, definitely going to feel a little bit worse on the confidence, and now you've got West running in there and getting dealt with immediately, which is going to force Oregon onto another reset, and then we've got, sure, I don't know.
Yeah,
I've got nothing. I'll be honest.
Every time someone tries to pop out Aloka, like they just have a track and beam on them.
Yeah, check him bow. Check him arrow.
Yeah, that's the thing. Could you?
Where there's a will, there's a way.
I was gonna say, how would hacking on Hanzo even work? Because would the cheats like account for the bullet drop or the arrow drop? That's just curiosity getting the best of me right now. There's a fight going on, but it still feels fairly one way. As the Transcendence is popped by Autumn, and the first pick goes over to Projects. Bingle out of the fight for the time being, and Humpty, and we know how these fights unfortunately have been going. Humpty, are we for real right now? Just snatches him up, and even stuck behind that wall, Maximus happy to just soak everything. It was just damage reduction versus damage reduction.
Oh man, hey now the hooks. Trying to get a little bit spicy, and so far they have been landing. And I mean, when you consider the state of map 1 and the absolute affair of map 2, you cannot blame this tank for trying to flex on him just a little bit. You've got double DPS that are just chopping everybody down at the knees, and no space being taken at the moment by Oregon. They are just consistently getting gapped by the Hanzo.
Gotta give credit to producer Ryan for this one. He said Aloka is playing like Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy, controlling the arrow. You just hear the little whistle come in.
What are you doing? Distracting you. There's a Roadhog on the front line. Uh-oh.
Speaking of the front line,
ulti ready as well.
Looking like it's going to be the back line soon, although Wes opts to not hop out of the main door there and just gets to spot Maximus out.
Oh,
Coalescence, though, Save Maximus for the time being. Whole Hog comes through to bounce them all back off of this choke point. You're not going to be able to make it through here for the next couple of seconds.
Oh, they're going for it, though. Unfortunately, you also got yoinked, and Maximus stared him down like he dunked on him right after, put him on a poster, and then made fun of him. Same result for Resolve. Humpty is trying to do their best to keep the game alive for Oregon. Only 35 seconds, but this Roadhog is styling and profiling right now.
Absolute terror on the side of CS.
This is one of those solo queue Roadhogs that
Yes.
you dread.
You dread to face someone land in these hooks.
Guys, Hog's low, Hog's low. Wait, I got one shot.
Hog's low.
within a frame.
Hog's low, wait, I'm dead, and he's got 300 more health than when I said that.
And then even before, we saw Maximus playing in front of all five, and then Leechy goes, I have coalescence, just sit there for a few seconds.
Just wait,
They have no idea that you're not going to die, and now the Transcendence, so the Roadhog immortality just continues. Nowhere is safe on this screen or in Kings Row, Cal State Dominguez Hills. Absolute cleanery of Oregon on map 2. Not even a chance at a tick. And Maximus cooling in the spawn. What? I mean, that's picture perfect to describe what we just saw.
That is very picturesque for the game right there.
I don't know why that's so funny. He's just doing a pose.
The Aussie duo,
Oh my goodness.
Maximus and Projects, and then you throw in a little bit of flair from the Hanzo right there.
This guy's Maximus from Gladiator, man. I just... Are you not entertained?
Yeah.
Are you not entertained? 180 hook.
Flips to the crowd.
I'm going to bring in someone from the audience. Ha!
Can I get a volunteer?
Yeah, I'm going to voluntold you to get over here, which is what we saw in Resolve a few times at the end of that round. And
Yeah,
Not-
Resolve was getting the brunt.
not even your fault, because sometimes
brunt of it
he's like behind the bus trying to jiggle peek, and then Maximus is like dealing with this guy. One shot.
Flips over and is like, I heard the Wu Yang speak.
He was like pulling too and swinging his body to the left, so he
Yeah.
pulled a person farther into the team every time.
Yeah.
Then it's the freest one shot you've ever had. And not to get too analytical, but they just got beat down, and I hope they have an answer for map 3 because they are running out of options.
Yeah, we'll have to see when we move over to, of course, Flashpoint. The options really being Servosa and New Junk City there. We'll send it to another quick little break. When we come back, we'll have to see if CSUDH should just complete the stomp here. Something tells me they are on the path for it. But University of Oregon, let's see if you got some tricks in the bag.
And map 3, Suravasa Flashpoint, possibly the last chance for the University of Oregon to make heads or tails of a rather rough series so far. We are going to see a few swaps. Project's going to go back onto the tank. The Hanzo was banned away, to which Aloka said, ah, shucks.
I guess I'm moving to another character that can essentially one-shot you to the head.
Yeah, and Maximus now on the Widow. Instantly going to get taken out. Widow not usually an early pick that we see on Suravasa. That may have been more of a, I don't want to say for fun angle because they're staying on it, but it definitely looks like, compared to what we just saw Maximus doing, that is more on the side of where they're going.
Yeah, Projects goes down early, though. Capture goes to University of Oregon.
Ooh, just a bit outside. Might be time to swap.
Maybe. I think they're waiting for this, like, critical hit, though. It also is, I will say, Sojourn, Lucio, two characters that aren't exactly easy to hit. They do move quite fast.
I never said it was easy. Yeah. I just said it might be time to swap. I
don't know what it is. I love playing Widow into an Orisa because it just feels like the head is so easy to hit on Orisa. I don't know if it's physically bigger or not, like the actual hitbox.
As the Orisa, I like that matchup because I'm throwing that javelin into her skull from 2 miles away and letting her.
Okay, I'm in the trees, in the bushes on Ilios.
Yeah, no, I'm in the absolute trenches, locking the front line down. I see a Widow by herself, and that is easy pickings. And speaking of, Oregon got all the way to 80+% before Cal State Dominguez Hills finally dials in the team fight. West did a lot of work on the tank and then the back line there. Ultimately, Cal State, they will eventually win the point. Leachy's grabbing a couple of exits. And now we can see Oregon, when they get these ultis online, are they going to be able to win this point and have an infinitely better start than last two?
Yeah, and it took basically the entire fight there, but Maximus did finally hit that headshot onto Bingle. A little bit of redemption for yourself there for Maximus, but I don't think Maximus needs any redemption after that last game. You've already played 3.
You went from Roadhog to Widow.
Basically played, in terms of kills and like effectiveness, you've already played 3 games in the series.
Yeah, and when you go from Roadhog to Widow, not exactly the same play style, believe it or not.
Surprisingly.
Out there. Yeah, definitely surprising, and a little bit less surprising is Cal State finally finding a few good team fights. The Kitsune Rush, the only thing they need there to win that one pretty resoundingly. The only counterpunch that Oregon will have, though, 4 ultimates, basically 5 after their respawn from Resolve, so this is going to be an absolute firefight to see who wins A.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to early picks. If CSUDH can just cut off 1, maybe 2 of these ultimates, there's the ultimate from Humpty, might catch a couple down. Maximus is in a very sneaky spot right there, but does take down MCAT in the back. But it's 4 kills over to University of Oregon as they get the capture back, and Maximus just trying to fight their way out of things, takes 1 down with them. But I don't know if anyone's going to make it to this point. That'll probably just be first over to the Ducks. And feels good. They didn't have a great control map, right? CSUDH came out guns blazing from the second we hopped into this series. So it's got to feel good to get that point under your belt, start moving towards the next. And win those fights out really without burning too many ultimates. You burnt the overclock and the hazard ult, and that's about it.
Aloka with the bubble and the Deadeye trying to zone everybody off is going to find the headshot onto Resolve, and we do see Maximus picking up the Tracer. Not that I was ragging on the Widow. They hit a few nice shots, but I think the Tracer, I mean, it's a Tracer.
Yeah, and Maximus
you're getting so much more consistent value out of the pick.
Maximus was on Tracer in the first map as well, and it worked out quite well for them, yeah.
I mean, that was clearly a good player.
That first
Widow
map
was hard to play.
That first map was still definitely an Aloka show, but Maximus as the Tracer was doing perfectly fine. Looks like we're back to the Widow, actually.
Listen, if you're confident in the pick.
Perfect timing on that beat. I don't know if Autumn was even ready for the pulse bomb, but the timing just worked out so well.
Ooh, Graviton Surge invested as well. Dominguez Hills, they're trying to survive the beat drop out of Resolve. They are going to wait it out. It is going to be Oregon, though, able to flip the point back in their favor as Cal State Dominguez tries to get up to this Kitsune Rush and then see if they can go for an all-or-nothing push here. And Maximus, we're going to see if this Widow can still find the value they're looking for.
I think the end of that last fight gave Maximus a little bit of confidence, hitting those last couple of headshots there. Wants to find West, but that Tracer is going to, of course, be a pretty hard target to lock down.
Let's go to the SMG.
Yeah, might as well.
Not that it mattered, because the rest of the team, they did quite the job there. They team kill Oregon in the meantime. And now I think this is where the Widow can get you a little more value, at least. If your team can keep them far away off the point, then you can really start to cook. At least gives you a few more chances to maybe miss a shot or two. And then if you find that one big one onto a support, that is basically wraps for the fight.
I don't know what else they would really be able to do in this situation. We do see Humpty has the ultimate up. Bingle going to be ready on that. Of course, the other three are going to be a little bit off cooldown from those two. That's how they've kind of just been rotating these ultimates. Autumn has been keeping up the beat for some pretty important fights as well. Deadeye back up from Aloka. Last time it was able to find a support. This time just going to be waited out.
Oh, there's the headshot onto the Tracer. There's the Widow value. That took off so much DPS for the last fight. Humpty has the ultimate online, but it's going to have to be a large one to win the fight. And they get just enough. Maximus trades back to Lucio. We did see Humpty and Bingle grab a few picks in the meantime, so it is going to be Oregon winning it out for now.
Yeah, get some. This is the point that we have seen go to 99-99 the most on this map all season. I mean, we had a fight, I think, I can't remember the series. I think it was a Syracuse series where we had a fight on this specific B point right here, quite literally take the same amount of time as the rest of the game. Like
yeah,
the rest of the map.
5 or 6 minute team fight,
I
think I remember.
Overtime is what it felt like.
I think, I remember they went through like 3 waves of ultimates. I remember the exact fight now. Yeah, they went through like 3 ultimates each to finally break the deadlock. And speaking of, Maximus trying to get the TPs ready. Humpty is just ripping Cal State Dominguez to shreds. And Oregon rocking up, getting a team kill. And they're up 2-0 in the flashpoint.
Big right now for University of Oregon to keep themselves in this series. CSUDH got to have the flashpoint reverse sweep to come through to actually keep the sweep online right now. Humpty.
Maximus is spinning a wheel of DPS, by the way. That is the 4th different choice, yes. And we are 4 minutes into the round.
Yeah, I think maybe we saw Maximus on the Reaper in the first map. I think so.
Oh, Graviton Surge onto a few. We did see somebody get booped, and they did make it back with the TP. And now it's going to be the Hazard.
Humpty, you won't make it back, though.
Yep, no,
but
you
Kiriko does.
Kiri makes it. She can climb a little longer than you.
And
Hazard gets the one little mantle, and that's all he had to show for it. And then Bingle's getting booped, and Cal State's winning the fight.
Yeah, and I think the dash on Humpty, too, or like the leap, was up in 2 seconds, but you fall to your death, unfortunately, a little bit faster than that off the map here.
That was quite the fight, though. We don't see too many. It's like a smash fight. 2 players fighting off stage, basically trying to land the kill
you could
shot.
Get edge guarded in Overwatch, but here we are. Now, Maximus. This could actually be a very good positioning for the Reaper, too. West wants to get in behind, of course, holding up the Pulse Bomb. Lychee gotta be on it with the cleanses here. Autumn has to burn that up to save not only the team, but themselves. Deadeye was popped same time as the beat drop as well. I don't know if it stuck to anyone or not, but just a good chunk of damage to everyone, but it was healed up quite quickly, and now West goes down. Sadly for West, the Pulse Bomb did not get the value they desired. It leaves CSUDH with a pretty strong fight, but they did burn up a couple key ultimates, right? The beat went down, the High Noon went down right there, the Deadeye.
Aloka is shooting.
Yes.
Goodness gracious.
Are we surprised?
No, but obviously on the Cassidy, it's like harder to get going sometimes than we saw Aloka run West
harder
down
than
in the side.
though?
Yeah, that is true. If you're frying like that on the Hanzo, then I guess the Cassidy's not too far of a reach. And now you got the little ADS perk as well, which is going to be very, very nice for hitting those long-range headshots. Grenade isn't going to land on the resolve, but you are a Cassidy. You are very vulnerable. Kitsune Rush invested, but West has 2, and it's a Death Blossom for Maximus. The point's not even open, but Cal State open for business on the point so far. Cleanse to go through, and a team kill for Dominguez Hills.
And Dominguez Hills realizing the situation that they're in, realizing that their 3-0 sweep is on the line here, really going to lock in for not only that last point, but now here on E as well. And I think the thing is, too, you are, of course, incentivized to try to go for 3-0s because any ties in record would go down to game differential, map differential right there. So, of course, the stronger your series are, just the better chance you have of, you know, hitting playoffs or being that top seed when you do move into playoffs there. So
I will say being 3-0, they're probably like, listen, we're going to be the 1 or the 2 seed if we keep playing our game here. But that definitely is something to note is that, and again, right, it's one of those games where you're winning so hard, I can definitely understand having fun a bit. Maximus definitely did have a few bright moments on the Widow. It's just a lot harder to pilot throughout the course of a map, naturally. Once the headshots aren't necessarily hitting or Oregon's playing around it better, then you got to find something else with value. The Reaper can definitely provide that. 67% for Cal State before Oregon. It does end up finding the flip. We're going to see if that second and third effort can be the thing that changes the game, though, and maybe gets Oregon the win here.
Yeah, Bingle really trying to take down Maximus there alongside Humpty, but the TP will bring Maximus to safety, and now it's CSUDH to really start pushing this point. Of course, Deadeye gets popped from Aloka, wants to walk in, maybe can find Bingle, and will in the end as they want to dash out. Start engaging with Wes.
Nice nade. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, Humpty's just going to get chunked down by the 5 of them right there. MCAT's not going to be able to heal that one through. And that'll be the second
that's point
for CSUDH for sure.
Yeah, the Flashpoint, you are not. If it's anything like, I think at 80 is like the last. You're cutting it close with speedy characters, but anything above that, even with like the ball, you're pretty well just like.
Yeah, it's like your Lucio Tracer might make it with that 20% on a full respawn.
Because if you go and die too, you might be screwed for the next unlock because that's another 15-20 seconds depending where the spawn is. And if they lose this one, the opening break, that may well be the map in the series. They can't really afford to make that mistake again. Kitsune rush invested. They do get zoned off by the hazard, and there's the railgun from Bingle, shutting Autumn down before the fight can really get going. Wes, unfortunately, will be the next one to fall. Flashpoint still about 7 seconds from unlocking as well.
Look at that. The ultimate drop by the hazard. But the cleanse is ginormous from Lychee. Maximus pops the Death Blossom, should be able to find multiple. It's going to be Bingle, Resolve, and Humpty as the 3 to go down by the hands of the Reaper. And Aloka's not done just yet.
What did Maximus kill
It's you get one of the new perks is you get like a right-click ability.
That's what it was. I saw the indicator and I was like, I know that's from the perks, I think.
Think of it as a Roadhog right-click. It's just an alternate for the Reaper that's a little better at long range.
And yeah, that's what I. Oh my goodness.
Very, very lucky that they crossed that corner.
Paints out the cleanse. Oh, Bingle going down. Maximus got hurt too for a second there. Should be alive though.
Yeah, it did have the save, and I think Lychee still had the cleanse up for Maximus if they got dangerously
the state of
close
the game
to
now
death.
They
can see the shotguns.
Yeah, he'll Wraith form, I think.
Shotguns out of it.
He's got all.
Forget about Wraith form. Humpty, the jump scare onto the Reaper.
Humpty Jumpty, and you are done for, my friend. Lined up in the corner. The beat drop invested for both sides here. MCAT's popping the Kitsune Oregon. It is 90-0. This may be our last chance for the series. DPS for support trade to see us how the fight will get going. Humpty is doing fantastic work on the back line. Got to deal with a very annoying Lucio. Overtime looming, and it looks like Cal State Dominguez Hills on the back of O Projects on 1 HP may have done enough to find the fight and the series. It is only on the hazard. The ultimate is going to make it out, but not the tank.
Who can make it there?
The railgun!
Bingle!
Set him up!
Bingle to save the game with 3!
Uh-oh, maybe not.
Possibly not at the time. Aloka comes back and instantly back to their fragging ways right there. Last contest will be from Wes as the rest of the team really hustling to get there. Luckily, the hazard can close the distance, but that overtime, it ticks down so fast after that long. And the reverse sweep within the flashpoint did happen to guarantee the sweep in the series.
I noticed you muted when I said Humpty Jumpty. Is there a reason?
It may have broke me a little bit.
Oh my goodness, it was just so perfect.
I try my best, but
yeah, Aloka was quite good in this map, especially.
Yes.
I mean, even when Maximus was deciding what DPS to pick, was finding a lot of value. Aloka was lock me the Cassidy. I'm going to headshot people. They took away the Hanzo. Literally said "aw shucks" in the chat, which just tells you I am not scared that you banned out my Hanzo.
Aw shucks.
Oh man, my Hanzo's gone. Guess I'll play Cassidy.
Because something gives me an inkling that Aloka probably doesn't even play Hanzo too much, and it just happened to work there, and they kept going with it after that first map on Oasis. Because, yeah, the everything on the Cassidy was just as strong. And, you know, we kind of said it in that game. If you're frying that hard on the Hanzo, moving to a hit scan character where you don't have to lead your shots, probably just going to, like, I want to see them on an Ashe.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, it would have been, it was one-shot central as was, but that was a great game out of Oregon, especially in that map 3. I mean, they're up 2-0 in the flashpoint. Dominguez Hills wins the last 3 all the way through. Maybe having a little bit of fun on the first point, but you could tell they definitely locked in the last few. Oregon found better team fights as that series went on, but unfortunately, that is the nature of a 2-0 team that knows exactly how it wants to play and that has 2 or 3 players that are switching roles, switching heroes, and still just farming.
Yeah, 100%. And that'll wrap us up for the night. Congrats to all the winners this week. Some of them keeping their undefeated status, including CSU DH here. And as we wrap up tonight, we obviously want to thank our wonderful, wonderful sponsors. You always see them all stream there, but Monster Energy, Extra Life, and Asus Republic of Gamers. And if you're interested in anything else PlayVS College related, make sure you head to pcl.gg. You can register for future competitions. You can grab some merch if you just want some general information too. That's your hub for everything PlayVS College. Tomorrow night, it'll be us two back on the mic here, and we'll be having some Valorant action as usual on Tuesdays, followed up by CS on Fridays. Typical schedule for us. But we'll be back tomorrow night. 2 matches of BO3 Valorant.
My name is Adeline. This is my dad, Aaron.
My first 24 hours of fatherhood, I discovered my daughter has this terrible disease that was trying to kill her in that moment. And oh, by the way, I have it too, and it's a miracle that it hadn't killed me. So this is our automated external defibrillator. We bring it everywhere Adeline goes because Adeline has a heart condition called long QT syndrome. Long QT syndrome is a genetic disease, which means the only way she got it is because of one of her parents, and this disease was passed on from generation to generation. It had been killing everyone in our family for years, and we just didn't know about it. Usually the first symptom of long QT syndrome is death. With Adeline, we found out about it as soon as humanly possible. And because of that, we know about it and we can protect her. She hasn't had another event since she was a baby, and it's because we've been able to put the protections in place.